Hi guys, my name is Anton Voronjuk and I'm happy to moderate this great conference for you. Today we have AI Marketing Day for 2026. What do you need to expect from this conference? Definitely, it's 4 hours of interactive live talks, 7 experienced practical experts in marketing, business growth, and AI, 7 practical topics with examples and real-life case studies, Q&A session at the end of each talk, bonuses for participants from speakers and organizers, certificates, and attendance for all who join. Definitely, it's one of our big events online that we are providing together with SendPulse and AI Academy. So, who are organizers? SendPulse allows marketers to send email, SMS, Viber, and WhatsApp campaigns, work with clients using chatbots for Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. With SendPulse, you can connect the GPT model from OpenAI to your chatbot to provide your users with even more proficient automated replies and help them solve additional tasks. And who are AI Academy? AI Academy is a big band of professionals who share their knowledge in marketing and Gen AI field. We are teaching on the biggest world marketplaces such as Udemy and Coursera. We have in total over the 1 million students from 200 different countries. And if you are one of our students and you are watching this stream right now, please share your experience in chat. I will happy to say hello. So just few basic things that you need to wait from this conference. It's live chat on YouTube. The main chat is on YouTube below or on the left of the broadcast. There you can ask questions to speaker, get the link to bonuses from SendPulse, AI Academy, and our partners. All important links mentioned by the host or speaker will be duplicated in the chat. So the question that you definitely will ask, will there be a recording? The recording of the conference will be available on the channel publicly. Only those who submit a special form will receive a certificate. We will share it in the second part of the conference and then put it to video description. The recordings of each talk along with the speaker's presentation will be available in your person account on the SendPulse Academy. A link to it is the same as getting a certificate. The recordings and materials from the speakers will be available within a day. So, as I've mentioned, certificate will be available for all participants who will fill the form. If you want to get more, go and join SendPulse community. You will learn how to create AI assistant in chatbot for the SendPulse community members. Just join a cozy community of marketers, business owners, and SendPulse users and grab the guide from community library. On the other hand, you can get the access for the best price for our Udemy courses. We've decided to start Black Friday much more earlier this month. So you have this opportunity to get our best-selling Udemy courses for the best price and don't wait the Black Friday. So that's it for the basic moments. On our side, I'm happy to start our first talk. It will not be a presentation. It will be a discussion with the person who knows how AI is game-changing marketing. But all other talks will be the presentation further. So let's talk about riding the AI way. What's next for the marketers? I want to introduce you to the first speaker. It will be STEF Miller. STEF is global demand generation at Udemy. STEF unites brand, demand, and go-to-market strategy to accelerate business growth. Her experience across high-growth SaaS organizations and global brands such as Facebook is really amazing. Hi, Steph. How are you?
Hello, I'm so good. Thanks for having me.
It's a great pleasure to have you. Can you introduce yourself for our audience, please?
Yeah, sure. I lead our global business marketing team. Let's see, at Udemy today, maybe we have about 50 people focused on driving our Udemy business solutions. And so my team oversees everything from global partner marketing to our event strategy to our paid advertising channels, all the life cycle marketing that goes into that. So it's a very dynamic and probably, in my opinion, the most fun you could have in marketing.
Steph, I'm so excited to have you on our conference and to chat to you with you the role of AI. I've prepared few blitz questions. Let's start from them, and after that, I will start from the questions that you've already seen and prepared your answers. So
Great.
let's start from the first blitz question. Move fast with the AI or play safe?
Oh, move fast.
Yeah, great. I am totally agree with you. The second question, AI replace jobs or upskills teams?
I absolutely upskilling.
Yeah, I am also agree with this. And
Yeah.
AI learns from people or people learn from AI?
Oh, can I say both? I actually think there's a little bit of both going on these days. Yeah.
Yeah, the blitz is done and we started in the right pace. So let's get started with the open questions. How AI is changing the traditional creative process from ideation to execution? Can you share the best practices of Udemy, please?
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing today is that we're really investing in where we put our energy, and AI should be, if we're doing it right, in everything. It was think about how do we embrace tools and technology to give us the space and time to get more creative, to focus on the human to human connection that makes work actually quite more enjoyable. And then we also think about where we can optimize, our existing workflows and processes. So when I think about this from the lens of creativity and marketing in
Mhm.
general, I see that we are moving from what used to be a very traditional marketing process of define the audience, write a brief, sit down with the creative team and kick off that process. You would then wait maybe a few weeks to get insights and research and maybe a proof of concept of a new direction. And I'm seeing that happen in minutes and in days now instead. What that is really unlocking for us, especially at Udemy, is our ability to riff on a good idea, to make it a great idea, and then to really be able to pressure test that in real time. So we can generate, a first set of prototyped images or creative direction quite quickly. The team has really leaned into new tools and tooling within Figma, Canva, you name it. I think that world of design in particular has been very interesting. But we're not only stopping there, we're then going to get feedback from our stakeholders. We work very closely with our sales organization, as you can imagine. And so we can get feedback loops much faster now so that we can iterate and we can go to market with something a lot faster than we used to be able to. So that's really, I think, the number one creative use case for where I'm seeing us plug in. But we're doing this, through the full stage of a campaign, right? Concept and development, design, execution, and all the assets that you need and all the different formats, but also the data analysis and the insights that we need to be able to optimize what we're doing on the team side. So it's pretty exciting to see how AI has really shaped the pace with which we're moving and giving us time to make sure that we're getting it into the right brand tone and feeling, and we're not just stopping with something that's AI output. We're really putting the human back into that process as well. I don't know if you've seen this or noticed it, but something that I'm also loving is, I think, in the era of an AI assistant, right, where I'm talking to a no face bot. When I give feedback, it's very direct. This seems too jargony. Redo it. Can you make it funnier? Can you? It's very direct. But I'm also seeing that feedback loop is now translating into how people are talking to each other. We're not hiding behind a message. We're saying a little bit more directly and explicitly, this is the thing I think we need to do. And I think that also is a gift to give back to other people that we work with. So it's kind of that AI teaching us something in the same way that, we're definitely teaching AI things.
Yeah, definitely. It works on both sides. The second question is more direct. What will differentiate businesses that win with AI from those that just use it?
Yeah. I think about this a lot because I put it in the framework of being AI first versus being AI native. And I think many companies today are probably in the AI first era where they're actually just enhancing what they already have, right? Maybe they're moving their email copy creation into a tool to try to move that faster. But I think an AI native team is actually rethinking the true workflow and the systems that they need that only AI could unlock for them. I think a great example of this is actually the agency WPP. They have built this great WPP open platform. It's on top of Google's Gemini, but it is essentially reimagining, entire campaign creation from the bottom up. And so, they can actually now offer that as something for their clients to tap into, obviously to pay for and use. But that to me is AI native thinking, right? And so I see that being a really big push for us. I do think that the businesses that are going to win are going to put the learning of AI and take it out of just skills development into actually doing, right? So you can watch a course, you can maybe lean into something a bit and try to improve your processes, but until you actually go into the doing of AI and are using it on a daily basis, that's where the true unlock happens. That's where the innovation happens. That's where you get time back to really think about what could be an unstoppable advantage. And I think that's where businesses who really lean into that AI native thinking are going to win.
Yeah, definitely. The next question, it will be not exactly about AI native thinking, but it's about the thing that definitely as AI powered platform, as a leader in online education, Udemy can answer. What the best way to train existing teams to collaborate effectively with AI systems?
Yeah, I love it. For us, we really think that learning in the flow of work is very important. I can carve out time and I can take a course, or I can, go to
Mhm.
a classroom and sit and learn and take notes. But when you're in the middle of a project and you need to get it done and you have a deadline, you just need to figure out one or two things. How can AI and how can a platform like Udemy actually unlock that to happen in the moment? So I think that for us is the biggest piece. We do use our own platform to learn a lot, but we have role play, right? We have
Mhm.
simulations in that so that people can practice what they're going to say before they have to get in front of a big room of people, and they can practice their sales pitches in real time and get feedback from a tool. I think that is actually one of the core components. Is practice does make maybe not perfect, but much better. And so when you think about the need to get yourself to the next level, you can't do it without putting it into practice. And that's a daily habit. We don't just get fit overnight. You actually have to keep that momentum going over days and weeks, sometimes even. So I think it is a lot about knowing how to use your tools, having those tools readily available in the systems that you work in, and making sure that you do have that time to actually practice what you're learning in real time.
Yeah, I think that if we talk about Udemy features which are really beneficial for customers, role play is on the one hand, but
Yeah,
AI assistant, it's definitely what makes feedback loop much more faster. So
absolutely.
I have on my side as Udemy instructor partner, I have team that helps with all Q&As, and I have a human who is answering the questions. But
Yeah,
right now, you don't need to wait a human. You can
that's
be in
right.
different time zones, etc. You have a question about content, you are just going to AI assistant and
Yeah.
start using. So if you try to rank role play, AI assistant, other features, which of them makes this AI loop more faster?
Oh, I love it. I actually think, to me, it's about how you tap them together, right? And like when I think about what we're doing in our MCP, we're rolling out an MCP, which will be really helpful for large enterprises. Think of it as embedding the ability to tap into what we offer within Udemy right into the flow of work in a Slack channel, or maybe when you're in a code environment and you're trying to figure out how to solve something. So it's really breaking down that access and creating shortcuts to getting the work done faster, that I think is where we're really going to win.
Let's jump in marketers' future. We are marketers. 17 years ago, we started as digital marketing agency, and everything was good. But in 2022, Sam Altman told that, "Dear marketers, we will kill you. We will change your job, and 90% of marketing jobs will be automated with AI."
Yeah.
How do you see this AI-driven world? What skills will marketers need to stay relevant? Definitely, right now we understand that the main paradigm is not about changing people. We are changing people with
Right.
people who know AI.
Yeah.
But marketer in AI driven world in 2030, how do you see this
Yeah.
guy?
Oh, I just love that. Well, I think that the first piece is, no matter what, we still need to be human. Like
Yeah.
I keep going back to that, but that's something AI is not doing, right? And so
Mhm.
I think if I have to consider the skills that I'm looking for and encouraging the team to really explore today, it's actually thinking more like an operations director. Some of those layers of like data literacy. I would actually even argue that the systems and processes and thinking about the workflows and scale that you can have with your work, that's actually more of an operational style role. But when you have that ability to think in those ways, and then you pull in more of the human empathy and ability to tell a story, then you're going to be able to leverage tools to get you to that outcome faster. But you still need to be able to work with others. You still need to be able to motivate a team to do it. You need to then be able to think about how can you systematize what you're doing so you can scale that impact and make a repeatable engine out of the work that we're doing in marketing. You know, we often think about marketing as everything is so bespoke and personalized, and that's probably true. But it's only that way because someone understood that that was what we needed to do in the first place, right? And so I think that's the skill set, is really understanding who you need to message to, how you need to tell that story, and then thinking about the operationalization of that.
Stuff. I have a great question from the chat from Buzz
Yeah.
Jen. How can we keep up with learning AI when there is so much information and everything changes so fast? It's a great place to advertise my 150 Udemy courses. It's a great place to advertise
Yep.
Udemy as the leading platform that has thousands, I don't think that millions, but thousands AI courses. But let's make it practical. Let's summarize for the audience how to keep up with this
Yeah.
normal pace.
I think it's a great question. Look at it in pieces. Number one, understand the guidelines that make for great AI usage in the first place. When and how can you use AI through use cases? So, if in marketing, what I'm thinking about is a big bottleneck for our team, for example, is creating a good brief, getting the
Mhm,
team sort of on board with a project plan. Project management skills are still very important today. So how can I use AI to speed
mhm.
that process up? So we're stopping the administrative burden of launching a new project or kicking off a new project and work stream, and focus more on the creative development. So that can save me hours in one area. So I like to think about a few key use cases and then just exploring the best ways to unlock that use case and make it work for you. And I think, there is a lot, but it's like, what are you interested in? Because there's going to be a lot. So focus on things you're interested in, focus on the use cases that matter most to the type of work that you do, and then build from there. Right. So once I've figured out a few work streams at work, I use those I use those. I'm not changing it every day, but I am going to read every now and then. We have what we call U days at Udemy. And so we actually have carved out one day a month for all of our Udemates to spend the time to get better, right? Whatever they need to do to brush up on skills, take a course maybe. But then apply that right into the work that we're
Mhm.
doing. And so I think it's about being consistent, and it's about being really clear on a few key use cases that you think matter most, and then setting up some notifications for, news that resonates or really actually matches those topics so that you can start to dig in where it matters, and following experts who are actually at the forefront of that. So you're not trying to wade through it all on your own.
Yeah, Steph, thank you. We definitely not conference like for Cup Night, but there is a
Yeah.
question about mistakes. Have you noticed any common mistakes marketers make when they're trying to integrate AI into their workflows?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that some of it is just not taking enough time to really think about the meaning behind the words, especially if they're using it for copywriting,
Mhm,
which is just the easiest thing to do. But if you're noticing, the style of the writing doesn't
mhm,
feel like a human. If you said it out loud, is it something that you would actually say? I
mhm.
think people just try to get things done quickly. And then you
Yep.
start to really deviate from what is your brand? What is the
Mhm,
tone? We use Writer, for example, and we've fed it all of our brand guidelines and our tone and style guidelines. And so we'll get something closer. But when you really take a minute to read it, that's always very important. You'll still catch stuff. So I do
mhm,
think that you need to take the time to do it well. I think another big mistake that I'm seeing is people do limit themselves to just one tool. Like maybe they had access to something.
ChatGPT. Yeah.
Yeah, they get into ChatGPT and then they never try anything else. And it turns out that Claude might be better at some stuff. And
Yep.
so, you do need to sort of explore, I think, across platforms what works best for the type of work that you're trying to do, and not get stuck in well, this is how I do it, because it's way too early. In the world of AI, if we get stuck on one thing now, I think that's going to hurt us later too.
Yeah. We have another great question from chat. Evgeny is asking, could you please tell how we can use AI in strategic marketing? You just messaged that copywriting is the easiest, like tactical task where we can use AI. But if we talk about the strategic marketing, you are definitely strategic marketer.
Yeah.
So what can you tell in this case?
Yeah. Well, I'll share a couple of very practical examples. For one, I used Notebook LM to
Hmm.
distill down. Basically, you upload everything that you have. It's a Google product. and it creates its own sort of a miniature LLM, if you will.
Yep.
And I use that to give me some podcasted, basically listening recordings that distills down the key insights from those documents, essentially. So
Mm-hmm.
that allowed me to take a walk, clear my head, and
Mm-hmm.
also learn a little bit about what our executives are thinking right now in 30
Yep.
minutes, right? So using that to then get myself in the frame of mind of, okay, now how do I build my, let's say 2026 plans, right? We're in
Yeah.
the middle of planning right now. I uploaded all of our sort of vision documents, where we're going, what we want to do as a company, what matters most. You know, our
Mm-hmm.
instructors are such a key part of that. So I've been thinking a lot about how can I bring our instructors to more people, right?
Yeah.
And so as I'm thinking about that, I'm putting all of this into a document. And then I'm going, okay, I think these things matter most. Distill that down for me. And then I get a rubric that I can start to then evaluate. Does this feel like it's covering off on what I need to do, which is drive pipeline and
Yeah.
revenue for the business? But is it also meeting the needs of some of our strategic goals, right? Which is engaging our amazing instructor base and making sure that the people who are learning from Udemy are really getting to outcomes that help their businesses succeed. So I do use it as a way to bounce off sort of early ideas and make sure I'm thinking through the details of that. And then I'm distilling that down and I'll share that out with the team. But it's saving a lot of time in the sort of grokking of information, you know?
Yeah, there is the question from Nadia. Hi, if there is one-to-one coaching or mentorship on Udemy, the answer is yes. But I will make this question bigger. How it works in new AI paradigm? So offline or one-to-one is something like VIP learning. We have the on-demand courses, which is normal learning. Right now, Udemy is building something. I'm afraid to break any of my NDAs, but you are building AI marketing platform, AI educational platform. So how one-to-one learning and your AI products gather in something big as schema structure.
Yeah, you're right. I don't want to give away too much either, but one of the things we are looking at is it is completely natural to think about different modalities of learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes I learn really well in a small group of people where we're having a live discussion about something, and then sometimes I need to get into the platform and I need to practice, right? If it's learning how to run a Google Analytics report and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't done that before, I need a place that has data in it that I can go in and actually see if I can pull a traffic report, right?
Yep.
So I think it's the practice. I think it's the cohort sort of learning environment, and it's
Mm-hmm.
also one-to-one, you know. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you can unlock different modalities for the different, you know, skills that you're trying to brush up on, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's really the power of what I consider learning in the flow of work. You know, some of it you carve out time for, but others
Mm-hmm.
you just need to be able to do it instantly. And so I think our AI assistant is a good example of, I'm just stuck on how to code a specific thing, and you'll get pointed directly to a course that has that answer and can teach you how to do that in the moment.
Steph, we have maybe a few more questions that I need to ask. If you could give one piece of advice to marketing teams just starting to ride the AI wave, what
Yeah.
would it be?
Thank you for asking. Okay, I think about this a lot because I wouldn't say we've fully crested the wave yet. You know, there's a lot that we're still doing, but I think it's really making sure that you're thinking about not just being an AI first company, but AI native. But start with giving people the space and the
Mm-hmm.
time to actually play in the tool. You know, I remember the first time I built my own custom role play, I was like, this is the coolest thing. You know, I tried to call my dad and tell him about it, but the truth is, like, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have the time set aside to just get in there and try to make something, you know? And I think it does start as leaders with doing it ourselves and not just telling everyone else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we do need to reward that curiosity. I think it's really important. Pick something, pick a use case, pick a simple tool, and just start to play with it a bit and then demo it. Show the rest of the team what you've done and build from there, you know, because I think once you get the spark, it's really hard to walk away from that. It's pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, a couple of more questions.
Mhm.
What are the biggest risk AI related, which brand should prepare for 2026? Definitely, there are a lot of risks. As a AI instructor, I see them. What risk do you see?
Yeah. I mean, I think of this, I definitely thought about this through the lens of marketing teams today, but I think we should not avoid the human skills that still help us work with other
Hmm.
people, you know? So if we just focus on AI tech and we think about
Hmm.
AI automation, we still need to consider, how do we build empathy across teams? How do we focus on team building? How important is resilience right now when
Hmm.
everything is in flux and changing? And I think, you know, over automation is kind of a piece of that. Like, we shouldn't, as brands, get to the point where we've over automated and we're unable to do something instant, you know, that feels like it's the right authentic move to make, right? We're humans and we still need to talk to humans. And so I think that there's some risk in that. And then I guess generally the risk would be not making sure we think about how to support everyone in their learning journey. You know, like, not everyone learns in the same ways. Not everybody even wants to learn something new. And so I think it's really about taking the time to make sure everyone is moving along in the right direction. That is a big risk, because otherwise you're going to have a huge workforce who has no AI fluency, and your competitors are going to start to just beat you, you know?
Steph, thank you. And I have maybe the last question of what was the last AI Udemy course that you watched? What skills did you learn as marketer?
Oh my gosh. I actually didn't watch it. It wasn't an AI course. It was a data science course, because
Okay.
I want to understand fundamentals of data science before I
Hmm.
punt all that to an AI tool
Okay.
that I never learned the foundations of. So I'm actually thinking about sort of behind the scenes of how do we get to a place where I understand enough that when I do start leveraging a tool, I understand what it's doing for me and why it matters so much. So yeah, great question. I love that.
Steph, thank you for your time. It was amazing. I am really happy to have you with us. I wish you a great day and hope that AI will bring a lot of great changes in your work and in marketing routine. Thank you
Thank you.
again and have a great day.
Thanks a lot. See you.
Guys, we are moving fast. I want to introduce you to the next speaker. As I mentioned previously, we started from like discussion to make it more fluent, more interactive. But right now we have presentations, and we have a lot of great presentations. I can count them. It's 6 great presentation, and the first speaker who will share with us the best practices how AI is transforming storytelling and brand communication. It will be Imogen Maliner, the growth team of 11 Labs. Definitely 11 Labs, I don't think that 11 Labs needs to be presented. When I've got access to this tool first time, I've told this is magic. This is magic how you can play with your voice and all opportunities that you got when you start using 11 Labs for video creation, for voice cloning, for basic voice AI agents. So I'm really happy to present you to Imogen. Hi, Imogen. How are you?
Hey, great to be here today. Thanks for having me.
I'm really happy to have you on our conference. I'm happy to give you the screen and the presentation share. Let's jump in the deck.
Okay, great. Let me just share my screen. Can you guys all see that slide? Great.
Yeah, we have it. I will turn off my camera, but I will come back to you on questions.
Brilliant. Well, thanks everyone for bearing with me. I'm really excited to talk to you today about how AI is transforming storytelling and brand communication. I think high level, AI really enables us to create personalized content at an unprecedented scale. And for me, that's super exciting. And I hope it's equally exciting for you. So maybe before we jump in there, let's first talk a bit about today's landscape. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this already, but just to go through sort of the key points here. It's no news to anyone that AI adoption in marketing is accelerating incredibly fast. It's no longer just experimental tech limited to a few teams. It's becoming standard. And as an example, a firm like Gartner predict that by the end of 2025, 60% of marketing departments globally will be using AI technology in some form or another, which is a massive shift. So why the rapid uptake? Well, I think we can all see that brands are recognizing like AI's strategic value in storytelling and brand communication. In other words, if you're not leveraging AI today, you risk falling behind your competitors who are. And so most notably in brand storytelling, where I think we see AI most predominantly and the impact having been most significant is how it's changing and how we produce content. At 11 Labs, a significant proportion of our marketing content is AI supported. I'm purposely avoiding using the word AI generated here, as well. AI definitely supports in like the copy, image, and video writing process. It's definitely used as more of a prompt or aid rather than solely dictating the end results. But it's fundamental in supercharging how much and how personalized the content is that we can produce. For example, tweaking outreach emails to personalize to the recipient using ChatGPT, or to write blog posts and tweet thread copy. I'm actually hard pressed to think of a single hour in the day when I'm not interacting with some element of AI. Not the misleading, given I do work at 11 Labs. But overall, the landscape tells us that AI is here, it's growing, and it's becoming integral to marketing success. So what are the benefits, and why is it so crucial that we adopt AI rapidly within our daily workflows? Well, first and foremost, it makes us more efficient. It takes over the grunt work, things like generating reports or optimizing send times or even drafting initial copy, tasks that for me definitely used to eat up many hours. By automating these repetitive processes, it frees up my time to focus more on that strategic creative thinking and bigger picture thinking. Secondly, it offers deeper insights. It allows us to analyze mountains of consumer data, such as social media activity or a customer's entire work history, to enable us to find patterns and ensure we can better personalize the emails or copy that we message people. Often things that a human eye might overlook. It means we can understand our audiences on an even more granular level and tailor our brand and storytelling to them on a personal level rather than on a more sort of worldwide level. Thirdly, AI-driven analytics and predictive models will help us answer questions like who's most likely to respond to this campaign or this copy or this imagery, and which content or image will resonate much better with like segment A versus segment B, and enable us to do that split marketing approach much more easily and scalably than we previously could. And it does it in seconds. So we can do smarter targeting, a higher level of personalization to our storytelling that would have been impractical to have done manually before. To take some examples from 11 Labs, when positioning our recent music model that we launched, we were able to analyze sort of usage patterns among our users and complement this with user persona, so we can draft better email drip campaigns and hit our users at a point of need, to highlight like the key features and benefits inspired by their own usage that are most relevant to them, rather than just sort of broad observations we're seeing from the platform. And the final benefit I wanted to talk about today is how it highlights and leads to better performance. So not only can AI lead to much better personalization, but by optimizing this, we can ensure, as mentioned, to send the right message to the right person at the right time when it's most relevant to them, boosting engagement and conversion. So how we're seeing it is it leads to higher click-through rates with personalized emails tailored by AI, leading to improved conversion from MQL to SQL, or even using AI-powered SDRs to pre-qualify ahead of time before our human SDRs need to take that time. So ultimately, the benefits here is AI helps us work faster, smarter, and it's a massively powerful combination when we want to communicate key messages about our brand. So just want to go over a few key innovations, and then we'll dive into much deeper detail here. So first, looking at how AI is transforming storytelling and communication, the first way is through generative content creation. I think this is probably the most buzzed up area that people talk about. And here I talk about AI that can communicate both through writing and design. So think of ChatGPT for text, or tools like FreePic for image and video generation across multiple different models from the providers like Google, OpenAI, ByteDance, etc. These all allow us to generate content creatively and quickly, iteratively, and in styles that maybe we wouldn't have thought of if we were just doing pen to paper in a more traditional manual sense. And so it's revolutionizing and democratizing our creative workflows, not only allowing for increased speed, but also increased scale and breadth of the content production that we can produce. The second key point that I want to dive into in this presentation will be around hyper-personalization. I've already alluded to it a lot, but AI enables us to customize marketing like never before and really personalize that story to the individual that we're wishing to talk to on a one-to-one level. The ability to deliver that unique content based on the individual's preferences and behavior is just transformational in terms of how we can unlock that user and get them to, one, start using our product, or two, get them to engage with our product even more on a deeper level. Also, what I think is super exciting is we see further advances in AI is how we can get that brand story not only to adapt and personalize to the user, but also dynamically adapt as time goes on and as we analyze their different behavior, or in real time as we're an AI agent chatting to that user one-to-one and trying to understand sort of their needs and wishes. We can hyper-personalize how we convey our brand message based on their responses in live interactions. And then I suppose it's making ultimately sort of that market of one, targeting possible at scale, which ultimately boosts engagement, which is what we all care about. And then finally, the last topic I want to talk about is conversational and voice AI. This is an area, obviously, at 11 Labs we spend a lot of time in, or have a lot of core products focused around. And I think it's incredibly important when it comes to brand storytelling, as using conversational AI is about making brand communication more interactive, more human feeling. Historically, we think about like chatbots and them being super clunky and not very helpful, and always being like, take me to a human for that support element. But now with AI, actually these chatbots are incredibly reactive, incredibly sensitive to the human needs. And I think actually are now a transformational way of communicating with your end customer. Then we've also got AI voice synthesis, which can produce voices that not only sound incredibly real, but also sound exactly like you. So you can speak in your voice to your customers in any language. And it means that any brand can have an AI spokesperson that's uniform across all languages, all communication channels, and talks to your customers naturally in a human-like way without needing to go to a recording studio to record whenever you wish to create that content. And these voice and chat innovations bring two-way dialogue elements to storytelling, as opposed to the traditional one-way broadcast or traditional ads. So maybe diving deeper, let's start with Gen AI for content creation. This is obviously a huge development. I think here the idea is that AI can actually create original content, words, images, even video, dramatically speeds up our content workflows. Tasks that have traditionally taken us hours or weeks or days can now be done in minutes or seconds with AI Assistant. I think for me, the most relevant use case here is around personalized email variations, as well as generating like sets of banner images in different styles. AI enables me to handle the heavy lifting and also ideate at a much greater scale to come up with the perfect copy or the perfect image for the original intention that I had set out to achieve. And it's not only about that efficiency piece. It allows me to expand my creative possibilities and come up with variations that I haven't thought of before. For example, in my typical workflow, if I'm brainstorming a new ad copy or social media post, I typically often ideate with ChatGPT or Google Gemini to propose me sort of 10 ideas out of the box, and then take the best ones, iterate further, ensure they underline the core message of the product or the feature that I'm launching to talk about. And then even if I don't use some of them, they often help spark the way that I delve into next to further iterate further and hit on that perfect copy that speaks to exact core messaging that I wish to achieve and translate to the end customer. So in a way, you can think of AI as more of a creative partner that never runs out of suggestions. And while the result isn't, I immediately have the perfect copy that I want to produce, it speeds it up a lot and enables me to think much more broadly than maybe I have traditionally done, and in quite a cheap way, given the cost of these subscriptions. So taking some examples of like how we work at 11 Labs to demonstrate how this can be enacted in practice. At 11 Labs, as mentioned, we typically start brainstorming social copy with ChatGPT or Google Gemini to craft that perfect core message. And then as a value prop explanation for the new product, model, or feature launches. And then we've built a custom GPT that reflects the 11 Labs tone and brand, so that prior to sharing any copy externally, we run our copy through that to ensure that we contain a consistent brand voice. The next topic I wanted to talk about is conversational AI for storytelling. This is basically where I'm talking about sort of chatbots, interactive agents, etc. as mentioned before, if you've ever used like a live chat on a website, pre-AI, this was clunky, annoying, often very frustrating. But today it's becoming more and more helpful in the responses that they generate and a lot more personalized to your exact needs, often more helpful than a human rep themselves, given the amount of knowledge that you can train these bots on. For me, this is perfect for storytelling because not only can you ensure that the brand message and voice align, but you can perfectly tailor it to each individual need rather than just relying on sort of standard copy that appeals to everyone on your website. You can really tailor that one-to-one message, be it through a conversational AI voice agent or through a chat and text-based system. So at 11 Labs, I personally rely on our website agent almost daily to answer questions I have about our own product, because I know it's up to date with the latest innovations that often I've missed in various different Slack channels as product iterates so fast. So now I see so many opportunities to use voice agents on greeting users on websites or social media, answering FAQs, assisting with shopping, or even delivering interactive storytelling as I think about sort of enhancing my brand and brand communication at every touch point that my users interact with my products. And the great thing is just how natural these have become. It's no longer just spitting out canned lines. It's all about tailoring to that customer and what they need to keep that conversation going, but also making it most valuable and efficient. To give you a few more examples of how we use agents at 11 Labs, it's not just our support agent that you see on our website, and you can even go into 11 Labs today and play around with it now, or you can go through to our documentation and play around with our documentation agent. But we actually use it to convey the brand voice and message at every touch point we have with potential users, but also potential hires. So we've built an AI agent that answers any questions that potential hires have about the hiring process. Often questions you're often too scared to ask the recruiter or the individual around, I don't know, like company culture or what the typical next steps are. This saves our recruiters a lot of time, but also enables like key messages about our organization and our brand to be conveyed to those potential new hires without taking up valuable time in an interview where you want to be evaluating the skills. Another AI agent we built, which I alluded to earlier, is our AI SDR agent that helps qualify MQLs so that we can make sure they're relevant for the sales team ahead of time in a two-way conversational manner. Everything we do is conversational, so it enables us to really dig deeper into that sales lead and understand them and to convey the key product features, but also sort of tell our story as a brand ahead of them speaking to a human rep. And then the last element that I wanted to talk about in terms of AI transforming storytelling is around voice and audio. We've touched on elements with this with conversational AI, but really pulling out voice and audio as sort of the new way of demonstrating your brand voice. With talking about how you can change how AI brands sound with AI. This is particularly exciting for storytelling. So we now have AI that can generate speech, which is nearly indistinguishable from a human voice. For example, at 11 Labs, our AI platform can read any script you give it and produce audio that has realistic inflection, tone, emotion. It's not so much about the monotone robo voices that we experienced of the past, but it's like a real person speaking naturally. And you can do this within seconds without hiring a voice actor or booking a recording studio. You can also use 11 Labs to generate your own voice clones that allows you to produce content and complement with your own voiceover, having never opened your map. So that means that brands can create consistent voices across all of their content. So imagine like an AI voice that becomes as recognizable as your logo, narrating your videos, your ads, your interactive experiences, all without the logistical complexity of traditional recording. So a massive advantage here is the scale and personalization that this can bring. With AI voice, you can personalize that audio content for different audiences, just as you can do that with text or email. For example, you might have an AI generated voice ad that inserts the listener's name or references their local city. Or you can think of like a global brand using AI voice to produce one video and then using AI to translate that into 92 different languages, all with the same voice style, no need to separately record. And you can all do that with tools such as 11 Labs, which means you can make customized and localized audio much more feasible. A good example of a fun use of AI audio is the Spotify AI DJ. that they use to drive better consumer engagement. So for those that don't know, Spotify created an AI DJ feature, which is basically an AI voice that talks to you like a radio DJ between songs. It references your own music history, and it does it in a super realistic, friendly voice. It's actually modeled on a real Spotify host voice, and it's used AI to generate the speech. And so it's super cool to interact with. I definitely recommend everyone check it out. But it just shows you the power of AI voices in storytelling, both in product experiences, but also in communicating and demonstrating how you want your brand to come across. And so for marketers and storytellers, AI voice opens up new creative channels, from narrated product demos to interactive voice assistants, to help convey that brand personality, keep consistency, to also doing personalized audio ads. It's about adding that sort of voice-driven human touch to our automated communications that really resonates with consumers. Obviously, there's a lot of challenges and considerations we need to take into account when we're talking about using AI within storytelling and brand communication. First is around data privacy and ethics. It goes without saying that AI systems thrive on data. And often personal data. So as storytellers, we have to be extremely careful about how we collect and use that data. And the last thing that we want to do is cross a line and make customers feel uncomfortable or violated. So we need to be transparent where we do use AI, that this isn't a human running the experience, but it is AI generated. So at 11 Labs, we're very clear where we're doing AI generated responses, that we disclose that those are AI generated. The next point is we want to make sure we maintain authenticity. The one risk with automated content is that it could become generic. Yes, it can be super personalized, but it could also become generic or off tone if it's not managed well. AI doesn't inherently understand nuance or cultural context. So we need to make sure that to be successful, we use AI to enhance, not replace a brand's voice. And so we should always be in the loop with editing, finessing what AI produces. And then there's like the human factor. I mentioned at the start how I like to say AI collaborates with us to produce our marketing content at 11 Labs. It doesn't replace, or it's not AI generated, because it's not what we rely solely on. So it's important that there is human in the loop within these workflows to make sure that we're not over-reliant, because AI can be wrong, it can produce false information, etc., etc. So what's next? So looking ahead, I wanted to just think about what the future with AI and the possibilities that it brings within storytelling and the brand experience. One major trajectory is towards experiences that are hyper-personal and immersive. Today, we can definitely personalize to a certain extent, but in the future, this could go into overdrive. Imagine combining AI with AR or VR, and personalization can become even more granular, maybe down to emotional personalization. For example, the AI can sense the user's mood and therefore tailor the story accordingly, and adjust the content to make sure it responds correctly with our intended purpose, regardless of whether they're in a grump or if they're like super happy and therefore receptive to being sold content. Another aspect is advancements in AI creativity. The Gen AI we see now is very impressive, but future models will be even more powerful and coherent. We might see AI generating full video stories or managing multi-channel narratives in ways that are seamless. And for example, a brand could potentially input a theme, some guidelines, and AI could spin up a whole integrated campaign, from writing copy to generating a video campaign release to generating background music, all within one creative studio and direction. While that might sound like replacing creatives, I prefer to think about it as giving creative superpowers. It handles the execution and lets you think about the strategy, the creative focus, how to fine tune and how to be most impactful with that creative content that you're producing. That being said, as AI becomes a lot more embedded, the importance of doing it responsibly becomes even more paramount. Consumers are savvy, they are us, and so they'll expect authenticity and fairness. And so we need to make sure that AI is used transparently, fairly, and with the appropriate guardrails in place. But crucially, there's a competitive aspect. If you aren't embracing AI already and in a thoughtfully generated way, other brands are going to outpace you. So it's now or never to start getting familiar with AI tools and integrating it into your workflows to better enhance your brand storytelling. And that's everything I wanted to cover today. So thank you so much for spending the time with me. Happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, Imogen, thanks for the great presentation. We have a few questions. As a moderator, I will start from my one. I've already asked it to Steph. We were the first one who brought 11 Labs to Udemy. We've created the first course on 11 Labs half a year ago on Udemy. Right now, we are creating it on Coursera. We will be also the first. But even for a half year, there are a lot of updates, a lot of new features, a lot of new possibilities that your tool gives. And you are the one. You are the one. Yes, you are leading in AI voice creation. How you keep in all these updates? What is the best advice for our audience? How to learn AI, but still be in actual understanding what is possible? What is your secret?
It's a very good question. I'd say in order to stay ahead of the game, but also at the front of the curve, how we think about this is all through experimentation and playing around with our own tools, but also figuring out whenever anyone joins 11 Labs, the first focus is automation. How can we make ourselves 10 times more effective for one single human? And so whether it is utilizing AI tools, as it often is, through to just thinking through your day-to-day step-by-step workflow and writing out what we call an SOP, but essentially like a breakdown of that workflow, and then figuring out which bits can be automated with AI today, which bits maybe can be automated in the future. For us, that's crucial to make sure we stay ahead of the game. And then in terms of figuring out the best AI tools, obviously our research team are excellent, so we rely a lot from them in terms of producing our own and pushing our own products forward. But also it's just playing around with all the startups out there building at the forefront, whether it be with 11 Labs or other major large language models, to adopt that technology quickly and iteratively so that we can really push the boundaries of what we produce and how we work.
We have one more question from the chat. As growth, you definitely understand what are the most popular use cases. Can you summarize top 3 use cases of using 11 Labs for marketers?
Yeah, top 3 for using 11 Labs specifically. I'd say one is voiceovers and using our voice cloning software and also our voices to provide audio to videos, be it podcasts, be it audiobooks, be it bringing to life imagery and content.
Translation. You have a great translation, a lot of languages.
Exactly. The second point I was going to say was translation. We have content available across, we have languages, north of 70 different languages you can use 11 Labs to translate content in. So you can use the same voice, but across those different languages to bring your content to life across those languages. And then the third use case I'd say we're seeing increasing more of is our music product. People using 11 Labs music to generate background music for, be it again, videos or presentations, etc. But also special effects and really to bring to life that content that they're trying to produce and tell a story.
Can you share what are the main risks of AI voices? Definitely, we are talking about deepfakes. The topic is popular for every journalist. How do you see it can be solved this issue?
Yeah, the biggest risks, deepfakes being the risk or just generally the biggest risks?
Yeah, it's one of the risks. Yeah, let's talk about the risk of AI voices.
Yeah, I'd say the risk of AI voices ultimately comes down to potential risk for people taking others' voices and using them to impersonate them. We're very conscious of this risk and careful. And so anyone who records a voice clone has to go through a voice capture, similar to like an image capture, but to verify that the voice is your own and that you own rights to that voice. So you can't simply go onto 11 Labs and use a famous celebrity's voice who hasn't already given their approval to the platform. And you can't just upload. I couldn't take, Anton, your voice and create a voice clone. I would need to prove my ownership of that voice to create that voice clone. So I think that's a big risk when we think about fraud and cold calling, but one that we are very conscious of and active to prevent. But definitely with more open source software, there's definitely a big risk.
Yeah, we have one more question in chat. You've already talked about it. The question from Emmy, won't it make the interaction between brands and customer less human? So you have my voice, you try to implement it. How, even if we try to implement human in the loop everywhere where we can, how still make it human?
Yeah, I think it depends on the way you are using AI, but actually it's arguably more human if you're able to personalize that content to a greater level. Take but marketing content 10 years ago, it was one size fits all, everything is super standard, and therefore I'd arguably say that's less human and less dedicated to me and suitable for my exact needs than today, where I can make it super tailored, super perfect to my exact needs. I mean, you see it today when you're like scrolling Instagram, right? The ads that you're surfaced relate to things that you've interacted with or talked to previously. So if I can use conversational AI or just AI more broadly, be it text, copy, image, video, or voice, and make it super targeted to what I need, and also able to answer the questions that I have front of mind about that brand, about that product, for me, that's a lot more human and helpful than if it was just a one size fits all piece of copy or content itself. So yeah, while it may be AI generated, depends how we, I suppose the definition of human there in itself is evolving.
Imogen, it was a great pleasure to have you on our conference. Thank you for this great presentation. Thank you for answering questions. And definitely thank you for this great tool that you are building.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Guys, we are switching. We've already had a speaker from the United States. We already had a speaker from Great Britain, and the next speaker will be me. So I will share a little bit more about the big revolution of 2025 that it's moving to 2026. We will talk about how we are switching from prompt engineering to agent engineering. I will try to show it on exact examples. I will try to show it on exact frameworks. So definitely, I will try to make it like a practical demo that you can have all the main ideas. As a moderator, I will not have the possibility to ask questions for myself, but I will answer all your questions that you will put in chat during my talk when I will present the next speaker. So let's get started. I will share my presentation. Give me a second. I'm sharing the screen, entire screen, and so let's get started. At the moment you need to see my slides, and I have a pretty good habit. I love to start all my presentations, all my decks with connecting. I love to connect in all social networks, but right now LinkedIn is definitely my biggest love. So for everyone who will connect me in LinkedIn, I will share some special bonus. It's our students materials. So you will have there my book Your AI Marketeer, a lot of other samples, libraries, etc. So feel free to join me on LinkedIn, connect on LinkedIn, and colleagues will share these additional materials in the chat after that. So let's get started. Few words about me, about my experience. We've started 17 years ago as digital marketing agency. We've built one of the biggest local digital marketing agency, the biggest digital marketing academy. And when 2022 was ending, Sam Altman told to all marketers, dear marketers, we will challenge you. Will not kill you, but definitely challenge. Till 2030, we will change most of the marketing jobs. 90% of marketing jobs will be automated with AI. And this was a really big shift when we started looking deeply in AI. As Google Premium partner, Meta partner, we were using AI tools from 2017. We use them for paid advertising, search engine optimization, conversion rate optimization, etc. So we had all this experience before ChatGPT, but when the AI era rised, we started thinking about how we can game change all this stuff. So right now we are not just AI enthusiasts, we are the guys who are creating the most popular best-selling courses on Udemy, on Coursera, on Gen AI topics. So today we have a special gift for you. As I mentioned, we've started Black Friday earlier, so you can get access to our best-selling AI courses on Udemy with the best price. So just wait and you will get the links in chat. So let's go in deep and talk about today's topics. We are moving from prompt engineering to agent engineering. This is Gen AI revolution. A lot of people were talking about this in 2022, 2023, but in this year it was realized. So first of all, we need to understand what AI can do for you as marketer, what it can do for the business where you work in, and how it can be implemented in the correct way. There are two entities of AI optimizer and AI creator. Who is AI optimizer? This is the guy who helps you to fix, to optimize, to make more effective. And there are a lot of use cases when implementing AI tools gave like 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours per week from the marketing routine. And right now, people can do strategic job, they can focus on creative tasks, and all the routine is automated with AI. So AI optimizer is the first side of AI where it's usually is starting. On the other hand, we have AI creator, the guy who can create something new. STEF, Imagine today already talked that creating content is something like mainstream already right now. You can create text, images, videos, music, code, websites, mobile applications, workflows. So AI can automate a lot of creative tasks on the one hand, but at the same time, when we've chatted with staff, we've already mentioned that AI can help you to create something new. It can be your strategic advisor. And among our students, we've already had the guys who lost their business. They came to our course, they started learning AI, and with the help of strategic advisors like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, they created business ideas, they created MVPs of this business, and they start earning money. So this is one of the big shifts that you need to understand. I've prepared few use cases to show how AI can be implemented and what the role of AI. First of all, it's about scaling operations. It's increased output and reach without proportional increase in cost and headcount. It's accelerate time to market, to build an MVP with Lovable, to create AI workflow with NA10 or Agent Kit right now is really much more faster than it was 1 year ago. It's still maintain quality at scale, so you can create something good, something fast, and do it fast. So if we talk about another big part, it's about making the human talent free. You reduce routine tasks and you have the time for strategy and you have time for the creative. Let's check some case studies that our students already done. It's the first common case that we have from a lot of our students. It's AI-powered content creation. The building company Brastabad get 3x content increase. They reduced their cost for content creation working with freelancers to 99%. They saved mostly 3K per month on the content production, and it was 90% faster delivery. So you can automate a lot of stuff in the content creation, especially if it's like normal content, text for marketplaces, etc. That can be automated with workflows and basic MyGPTs or AI agents. Another case is from the pharmaceutical company Eurapharm. It was the automating of the marketing task. The basic stack of tools like ChatGPT, FreePic, LingAI, Hedge, and Gamma, Cabina AI gave them the key results. It's from 3 to 5 hours, which were going free from their marketing routine. So it gave the possibility for the team to make it easier and faster. SML Group, it's like big business, industrial business, but even in this business, implementing the basic AI assistants and AI agents gave 30 hours off from the regular task, and it was automated. So there are a lot of cases, and if we talk about how it became possible, how it was automated, how it changed, the main paradigm changed for all these companies that you have seen in case studies previously. Firstly, it was mostly about prompt engineering. It's a single task focus with manual execution. It's careful prompt crafting, tool by tool workflow management, etc. On the other hand, in 2025, and we will definitely have to do something with it in 2026, it's agent engineering. When we are moving to the multi-step autonomous workflows, self-directed task completion, minimal human intervention needed, but still human in the loop. So let's go and see how it works, and I will share with you the framework which we use in all our Udemy courses, Coursera courses, in our own AI Academy platform. This is AI implementation framework, which helps you to build and implement AI in your marketing workflow and any other business parts. So first of all, we start from the right prompts. It's the basic AI interaction. Here you have the prompt, and the prompt is foundational for all other stages. It can be used for basic AI assistance. I used here abbreviation MyGPT, but definitely it can be Google Gemini Gems, it can be for prompt bot, it can be projects in the cloud. So you have any stuff which is needed at this stage. AI agents is something that you can implement for the cases where you don't have enough capacity to interact with MyGPTs. MyGPT is honestly not autonomous AI agent, but at the same time, it gives you possibility to create a lot of stuff, create content, create strategy. So you have all this story on the page. And of course, we have custom development. When all these three first stages was done, you are moving from the prompt engineering to the moment when AI agents is transforming, for example, to multi-agent workflow. Let's go deep and talk how it works. So, for example, one of our students, one of our clients, Kerher, created and used this framework to create all-in-one marketing campaign with the help of AI. So it was used for advanced audience selection, algorithms, analyzing behavioral patterns, demographical data, making the creatives, etc. So it was used on the all stages. As a result, it gave the much more better results in marketing campaign for their brand campaigns in Google, in Meta, and you can see this on the slide. There are a lot of stories how it can be implemented, but I think that it's always better to one time to show, because in all our courses we are about practical learning. So we go in tools and share how it works. So let's get started. We will start with the basic tool like ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will be something that will help us to guide all this stuff one by one. I will need just 1 second to switch the languages. Yeah, I'm switching to English and it will be okay. So, what do we need to do here? First of all, we need to understand that the prompt is basic, and the prompt is something that we need to start in all these frameworks. Are we building AI agents? Are we creating something bigger, like our own AI automation? Definitely, we need to start the right prompt. There are a lot of different prompt frameworks, but if we talk about the way how we structure it, how we use it, I use the race framework. What is the race framework? For example, we have some regular task. I need to create a script for the promo video. For example, I want to invite you to this conference and I want to create a video. The classical way to create the video, I need to take the mobile phone and film the video, or I need to go to the studio, I need to record the video, editor need to edit the video. So these are the kind how the classical video content was created. Right now with AI workflows, we can push script to Hagen, we can voice over it with 11 labs. Imogen shared the best experience of the voiceovers, and what we need to do, we need to create engaging script. We need to push this script to Hagen and to 11 labs to voice over it and to make the right lip sync, and we need to get the final video. If we talk about the prompt is not finalizing the whole task. It's not gives out the final product, the promo video for the conference, but If we will go here, you will see that we start with the prompting, and here you will see my favorite prompting framework. It will be race. So we need to share with AI the role. We need to say that you are the AI marketing day video producer. So what it's need to do, it's analyzes landing pages, getting the script, creating the script, and further. So the second one is action. Action is like your technical task, what AI need to do. So it's really important to share here what is exact task. And what is really important, you don't need to write it by yourself. You can ask AI to help you to orchestrate this prompt for another AI. For example, right now in ChatGPT, I'm creating a prompt for another AI for the Manus, which is like autonomous AI agents. The next part of the formula of race is context. So we need to give the context who are we are. So we here given the URL of today's conference, which you are watching. We are given avatar ID, voice ID. So this is not my API keys, so don't be afraid. So here we have all the details that we need to feed. And the last but not the least, we are sharing the expectation. What expectation we need to give? If we talk about two different approaches to say, hey, AI, can you give me the video script and this prompt, which is like 2 pages or even 3 pages length, definitely this one is better. But what do you need to do? You need to structure it. And learning prompt engineering is still crucial in the AI world. If you want to grow, if you want to get better results in AI, in building MyGPTs, in building AI agents, etc., you definitely need to use this toolkit. So race prompt framework is the one way how it started, but the prompting is still one of the most crucial skills, and I see a lot of students that enrolling in my basic prompt engineering courses, ChatGPT courses, to learn how to prompt. This how it was started. Right now, if we move further, you have the repetitive task. For example, you have this framework from role, action, then on us we have a context, execution. What do we need to do with it? We need to move to the next stage, and on this level we need to go and create MyGPT. MyGPT is a basic AI assistant. If you are familiar with MyGPTs or you use Google Gemini Gems, please put plus in chat. If you don't use these tools, please put minus in chat. What tools like this can do? They can create different type of text content, images, spreadsheets, etc. So a lot of regular blue collar stuff can be done with MyGPTs. The best and easiest practical example, for example, you need to do a deep research. You need to search information about some website, understand its competitors, target audience, etc. On the one hand, you need to spend a lot of time on this activity. For example, all my students of digital marketing courses remember that the basic marketing research starts with this spreadsheet where we are going in the understanding of the company's mission. After that, we are jumping in the USP, competitive analysis, KPIs, target audience. After that, we proceed with content planning, media planning, and other stuff. This spreadsheet usually takes from students like 1-2 hours. You need to go even if you are doing pretty fast, and basically you need to gather all this information. How it can be automated? First of all, it can be automated with the prompt, but after that you can push this prompt to MyGPT. And when you need to analyze some stuff, for example, you need to analyze, I don't know, Amazon.com or any other website online, you just drop in here the website, and using the prompt information that I've already crafted for this MyGPT, it gives me basic marketing research. Definitely it won't be the marketing research that you will pay thousands of dollars, but it gives you the basic information that helps you to orient further in your marketing approach, in your marketing task. You have the mission statement, you have unique selling proposition, you have comparison of Amazon with its traffic with most popular competitors. You have here Amazon.com, Walmart, eBay, etc. So it's gathering data, so it's too slow because it's gathering data. It gives you some smart goals that you can use further. It gives you target audience persona that you can play further in role plays. You have Emma Shopper, you have Techie Tom, you have Virgin Bella, and based on this customer audience, based on these competitors, your unique selling proposition, etc., it helps you to craft the content plan, the media plan, and gives you additional ideas for the content creation and advertising campaign. So all this is possible just with one basic MyGPT, which was crafted and edited with the basic prompt. If you will jump here, you will see that it's like one-page prompt with whole details, but this example shows you how some practical tasks in marketing can be automated in minutes and how it can be done just in few clicks. I was promising you to show something practical. We started with the task of the video creation, and what I will do with you right now, I will go and share with you our Heigen helper, or our, yeah, we have it's Heigen transcript generator. I've already shared with you how it can be done with the prompt, and what I can do for you right now, we can try to create script invitation for AI Marketing Day 2026. Definitely, we need to give some context, and in this case, I need to go to SendPulse AI Marketing Day. We have it here, so I will give some small context here, and it will go to start creating my script. Okay. So it gives me additional pane. There are some issues with this. So it will start thinking, it will craft additional data from here, it will grab data from the URLs. Hallucinations is the part of the system, so we need to be okay with it. But as a result, yeah, it starts searching the information, it's got the information from the URL I've shared, and we will get the script invitation maybe just in 1 minute. Why it's still not full task? Because as marketer, we need the final video, and we need to get the video that will be used further. What next? So while it's creating, my recommendation for you, if you are still don't use the stuff like MyGPTs, is to start using them, because they can accelerate your marketing task 10x, and most of use cases that you can get from my book, Your AI Marketer, it's about implementation, right prompt engineering, and the right understanding of MyGPTs. The next way, you can go to create similar helpers in Google Gemini. It will be Gemini Gems. It can be Poor Prompt Bots. It can be, I don't know, another way of the projects in the cloud. So you have a lot of opportunities here. How it can be automated further. You've already have heard maybe about such systems as NA10, as Make, as AgentKit, who are building like full-fledged AI agents. On the one hand, it's a good solution, but it's still too technical. What I want to introduce to you, I want to introduce you browser agent Manus, and Manus helps to automate all this stuff with this prompt. So I will go to my Manus bot. Here you have the past content, and this past content is prompt that I've already created for this use case. So I have created crafted prompt with ChatGPT. I have shown you prompt that I've created, and I've asked Manos to create the video. What is the difference of my GPT? Here we have the script for this video in Ukrainian. I can ask to translate this in English. In English, you will get the final script that we have, but it's still script, it's not the final video. What is advantage of real AI agents? It's the possibility to connect to the tools. So if we will jump in here, you will see that I have connected apps. I have 11 labs, so imagine tell about huge possibilities that you can create with the voices of 11 labs. We have Heigen, which is operating my avatar. We can add the any additional connectors that we want. So if you will jump in connectors, you will see a lot of tools. For example, you will see here Zapier, Make. So, and through the Zapier and Make, you can definitely connect a lot of different stuff. And as a result, we see here the completed task. So we wanted to get the video. As a result, we've got the video. So if we go and try to download it, here is not the final link. So here we have the final documentation and the results. And where this video, we've already used this video in our creatives. And maybe you have a chance to watch some Facebook ads, on LinkedIn ads. And this guy, what was talking here, it was me. So this video was AI generated. It was created with AI avatar. It was AI avatar from Hagen. The final result was created with 11 labs. The voiceover was created with 11 labs, and human in the loop. Definitely, we've checked the script before it will add it to the menus. We've double checked the video. The video was a little bit edited with the human editor, but at the same time, this ad was used to advertise this conference. And this is the example how we moved from the part of the task when we have just the basic prompting to the full marketing result, when you have the creative that you can use, when you have the video, when you have the picture, when you have all the texts, creatives, etc. That's where we're here now, and definitely learning how to use MyGPTs, how to create basic AI not autonomous agents is one of the big skills of this year. If you are not using MyGPTs yet, my recommendation is start creating them. MyGPT can be created just in the paid versions of ChatGPT. You need to have Plus subscription, Pro subscription, or Team subscription. But if you want to get the same functionality for free, my recommendation is to jump in Gemini. So in Google Gemini, you have the same functionality, which is called Google Gems. You can go to Explore Gems here, and here you have the possibility to create gems. What is gem? Is pretty similar functionality to MyGPT. So you have your own bot, which helps you with some pretty similar tasks. For example, if you want to craft Hagen script writer, we can name it the Hagen script writer, give the description, give here the systematic prompt, and when we will ask here the link to our conference, please help us to craft the script, it will do it for you. So you have this functionality in paid accounts of ChatGPT. You have it in free accounts of Gemini. For the Claude adapts, there is similar functionality in Claude. It's not totally the same as MyGPT or Gemini Gem, but you have projects. So you have projects. Among the projects, if you will see them and start using, you will see the similar digital marketing strategy helper that I've shared with you. This was my competitive analysis for Amazon. So I've just pushed the link, and it gave me the final result with the document. It's checked the data, analyzed all stuff that I've asked it, and helped me with all this stuff. If you love a lot of models and you love to experiment with OpenAI, with Gemini, with Claude, my recommendation is Po. In Po, you can get all these models in one place. You have here GPT, Claude Sonnet, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, and even more. How you can aggregate them? You can create your own bot. Here you have the possibility to create the prompt bot. And the prompt bot is pretty similar basic AI assistant as we've mentioned previously for such functionality as it was ChatGPT's, MyGPT's, Gemini Gems, and Claude projects. So you can go the same way, create the prompt bot, give it a name, give it description, check the model. So here you have, depending on your free user or paid user, you will get the most effective models for this task. You will share your systematic prompt and you will use it. So if we talk about our framework, we've went through the few stages. We talked about the right prompt engineering through the raised prompt framework. We talked about MyGPTs, gems, prompt bots, AI agents. Manus is definitely like a basic AI agent, but you can create something more complicated in NA10, in Make, in Agent Kit, and it can be done and can be done with the help of our courses. So if you talk about all this stuff, definitely you need to understand that your AI journey starts today. For many of you, you are already experienced guys, you know all this stuff that I've just shared. But if you have the possibility to move further, my recommendation is here is to start small. First of all, identify 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 repetitive tasks and automate it with AI. Why it must be repetitive? You need to understand the task. I had coaching with one of my students, and his habit was, okay, I don't know how to do it. I need to ask AI to do it. But the problem of AI, you need to clarify what do you want. And when you don't know how to do it, you are not familiar with the process, it's really hard to build it. So first of all, create the list of all these tasks that you need to start with. The next, build team capability. Train your team on AI tools and best practices. Create internal champions and share success stories. Scale strategically. It's really important because implemented agent-based automation platforms, it's always complicated. You need to remember that human in the loop, everything that Imogen mentioned, Steph mentioned, it's really crucial. So your goal is to implement on this way. As co-organizers of these conferences, how we can help you with this? Definitely, it's to get AI Marketing Day special and use AI Day 26 coupon to get 70% off until November 10th for our most popular Gen AI courses. We are teaching on Udemy for 5 years. We already have 1 million students, and a lot of them thinks that we can help you with Gen AI. So few skills that definitely can be useful for you. Vibe coding. Vibe coding is game-changing marketing reality. So you can create a website with prompt. You can create workflow with prompt. You can create dashboard with prompt. And this was something like theoretical 2 years ago. Right now it's practical with such tools as Lovable, with Arrow, Replit, many others you can build. And you don't need to be developer. You don't need to be technical guy. Definitely, if you are a developer, it will be easier for you. But right now, you have this possibility to create something big. This course is already bestseller. It's in top 5 web coding courses on Udemy. So if you want to get it, you can get it for 9.99 on the platform just for 5 days. If you are executive, if you was overwhelmed with my presentation, a lot of new words, unclear terminology, you need to start from something small. And from business perspective, definitely we have this course for you. It's Chief Executive Officer's Playbook about generative AI. You can get this course also for 9.99, and it will help you to structure your knowledge about AI, to go not just through tactical, but through a very practical strategic approach, and start implementing these frameworks in your company and in your results. From prompt engineering to agent engineering, this is the topic of my today's speech. If you want to learn how to create your MyGPTs, Geminis, basic AI agents on any 10 agent kit, etc., this course is for you. So AI agents can 10x your productivity, make you more efficient, and definitely this is what we want to share with you right now. NA10 is one of the most popular AI agent creation platform. With my co-instructor Eugen Vyborov, we are happy to share with you one of the best-selling NA10 agents course on Udemy just for 9.99. So you can enroll it and learn how to automate a lot of your routine tasks in marketing with NA10. So that's it at the moment. I'm stop sharing my presentation, and as I promised, after I will present the next speaker, I will come back to you and answer the questions in the chat. Anders, I see your question, and I even can answer it right now and give the word to Anastasia. I understand that you have created a GPT for this purpose, but would I also have worked to use a project? Yes, if this is a great question, Anders, and this is the question which asks a lot of people. My GPT is about for repetitive tasks. Project is more for a knowledge base. So if you want to have a small, I can say, AI worker, AI social media manager, AI copywriter, AI prompt generator, etc. It's about my GPT. If you have some regular long project and you want to gather and systemize charts like folders, it's about project. Guys, I'm in my time, but it's time to present the next speaker. I'm happy that this conference was created in partnership with a great marketing tools with SendPulse, and I'm happy to present you to the next speaker. It will be Anastasia Naumenko. She's head of education at SendPulse, and she will share about AI chatbots, how to redefine customer experience. Anastasia has over 7 years of experience in PR and event marketing. For more than 3 years, Anastasia has led SendPulse Academy, where she automated and streamlined the company's education direction. Anastasia, hi, I'm really happy to have you here. I'm happy that we
Hi,
created such a great conference together. The stage is yours.
thank you. Thank you for having me today. I hope you can hear me and see me. Let me know in the chat if everything is okay. And we will dive into my presentation. You already heard about me. I'm a head of education at SendPulse. I'm leading a SendPulse Academy, as well as this amazing YouTube channel that you're currently watching us on. I'm not gonna talk more about myself. Just make sure you subscribe and see a lot of content we create, also about AI marketing as well, and more about AI chatbots that you can create with SendPulse will be in my presentation. So let's go forward with that. Today, I'll tell you how AI chatbots can help business move from like routine tasks to elevate customer experience, redefine customer experience for their users, and how you can build it all in SendPulse already today. What do we know about digital customers in 2025? We know that we are, and our customers are usually in smartphones 6 to 8 hours a day, and they can use different platforms simultaneously. They can order food, message with their friends, ask about the services they ordered or something else, posting on Instagram, and it's happening all at the same time. So with the fast content that we witness on TikTok and Instagram, we can understand that the speed of reaction increasing by day, by year, and our customers, how we can understand, expect quick replies. Now they expect like personalized replies, and even according to different researchers, 82% of consumers say that quick responses in fact impact brand loyalty for them. So we cleared that out. Customers expect fast responses, personalization, sometimes hyper-personalization, and 24/7 availability. And key challenges business faces in this environment is growing amount of customer requests, rising support costs for chat support for salespeople online, and obviously lost sales due to delays or lack of that personalization and fast responses. So maybe you know where I'm going, but I'll dive into chatbot history. First chatbots came to stage in 2016 with Facebook Messenger chatbots, and that's where business swiftly understand that it's time to create their chatbots. It will be a quick and easy way to interact with their customers. And that was a trend that after that, chatbots appeared on various messengers in 2017, 2018, Telegram and Viber added bots. And in 2017, we at SendPulse understand that messenger marketing and chatbots is the future of communication with your customers. And we created Chatbot Builder that is available right now. At our platform, it's actually a no-code builder, so you don't need to know how to code. You can just visually grab and drop in the builder whatever element you think that is suitable for your flow. And as I said, the first chatbots came to stage in 2016, and first chatbots were available only for people who knew how to code. And as this niche grew, there were available like different no-code builders such as SendPulse as well. And the chatbots you can usually create, they are go by flow, like the first chatbots that were available at the market. And marketers think that they can predict customers' flows, and that's the limitation that chatbot usually has. It goes with the flow that is already built in within a chatbot. After that, we saw custom coded bots. It mostly complex solutions that can be built only by people who know how to code. And those bots have their own limitations due to if you need to make any changes into that bot, you definitely will need to call the person who is in charge of your bot and be like, dude, I need to make changes into my bot, and it can take time. So that's kind of on one side, those bots are more user-friendly or more like complex, but they are not as flexible, and you can't easily like make those bots bigger. And with that, all the chatbot builders came up with an ability to insert API integrations to make chatbots more scalable, to connect them to external CRMs, support system, or creative and loyalty programs. With that, there are also some downfall, but still it's like more complex and more efficient chatbot that can help your business. And as I already mentioned, there are certain limitations of scripted bots. They have rigid interaction path. They have no context of understanding. They're hard to scale and personalize. And AI agents that we previously heard on Anton's talk is the next level of building and creating chatbots. What I'm talking about when I say AI agents, in Anton's speech, it was more about bots that can, like AI agents that can create or complete different tasks through different tools and automate repetitive tasks for you. In my case, what I'm telling you about today is AI agents in chatbots specifically. So those chatbots, as we know, with the help of AI, can make independent decisions based on context, can remember previous conversations, access external data sources, and execute complex multi-step tasks. And it's all in the messenger in the chatbot, in the messenger that you built yourself. It is definitely more close to an actual person who is in charge of answering customer inquiries through the messengers. So let's talk how to create it all. Also, it's not only about answering inquiries from your customers, it's also about selling products, provide consultations, collect data, and also analyze interactions. About that a little bit later. We have a new feature that we have that changes this whole experience at all. So what we have in SendPulse for creating your own AI bot. First of all, I want to remember you, if you didn't know already, that SendPulse is marketing and sales automation platform that has a huge ecosystem that unites different communication channels within one panel. It's building CRM, website builder, online course platform, chatbot builder, obviously. And by the way, our newest messenger that you can create your own chatbot is TikTok. Other than that, we also have Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Viber as well. And also for sure, like, what is a business nowadays without email and SMS campaigns? And also have Viber campaigns, but I don't think it's widely used in market we're talking about today. So what is AI agent in SendPulse? It's basically an element of your chatbot builder. It's a straight up AI integration of AI into your chatbot. You can see on the screen a screenshot from the SendPulse chatbot builder. There is an element called AI agent. With the help of this element, you can launch AI at any stage of the bot funnel. You can customize context and activation limits. You can integrate it directly into certain flows or at a certain stage of your flow. And you can flexibly set it up for triggers and instructions, also with certain conditions. And also you can integrate with either OpenAI or DeepSeek already in SendPulse. So what is conditional logic tracking? You can move users through the funnel only after completing actions, like certain actions that you already put into prompt of the AI agent element. You can either like so basically you put in prompt how this AI agent works, who he is, what he's helping with, and you can put on certain conditions at reaching what goal and this AI agent should stop and collect data and write down data from your customer. And also like you can your customer can place an order. He or she can leave their contact information or like be interested in a certain service or product. And also what cannot be forgotten in this case with AI in general, you can also like connect your customer to a live operator, which is not AI, but a rather real person who can answer the questions and help AI agent to connect with the customer. Also, you are able to store data, as I already mentioned. You can see on the screenshot that it's easy to set up. Like in a certain condition, you can save certain data in the audience of your chatbot, so and transfer it to your CRM, or if you're using SendPulse CRM, you can store it in the SendPulse CRM. It can be like either some contact information, interest in a certain product. It can also be a gamification that you set up in your chatbot. It can all be stored with the help of AI agent. So you basically don't need to predict those flows and predict how the customer will go through a flow. What I also especially love about AI agent element is that you can now have external data sources for AI agent, like from API responses, from Google Sheets, contact variables that you already have. It is also what is especially useful for business. You can download your knowledge base file straight into your AI agent in SendPulse. You can also add web search straight to AI agent, and you can also connect it to external MCP servers. And more into MCP server, our newest feature available. MCP server, like imagine MCP server, if it's your first time hearing this term, as a bridge between your AI agent and the data that you store, like data about your customers elsewhere. We just recently launched SendPulse MCP server. I will be talking more about that. With the SendPulse MCP server, you can directly connect data about your customers that interact, whose data you store in SendPulse, and you can connect it to AI agent within SendPulse or external AI agent that you, for example, built on OpenAI platform or Gemini, or maybe you use n8n. What it gives you as a user of such a tool, you can secure like real, right now live data that goes into your AI agent. You can, as I already mentioned, connect your AI agent to external CRMs, APIs, databases, and you can ensure it will be fast, reliable, and consistent with the responses. How can you enhance your automation with the help of MCP server? You can expand AI agents data. You can simplify and automate the logic of how your automations work. You can boost personalization because you don't need to put everything into variables. AI agent will scrape this information from your data that you connected to your MCP server, and you can create a huge ecosystem of automating repetitive tasks, getting in-depth analyze data for your workflows. And I have good news. You can test it for free, like right now. We give $25 coupon for all new SendPulse users, so you don't need to wait or like test or like provide your own payment to start using SendPulse chatbots. You can scan this QR code. If you're a new SendPulse user, you will granted $25 automatically to your account to start using all the paid plans within SendPulse. It can be either chatbots or something else, but since we're talking about chatbots right now, I hope you will be motivated to start learning more about AI chatbots and implying it into your business right now. And more about case studies of how you can use MCP servers or AI agent chatbots in your business. I will stop more about MCP server case studies, but it's more about, it's like continuation of Anton's talk. I was really excited about this new feature, so I wanted to start with that, because with AI chatbots, with AI agent feature, you can like basically create whatever scenario like your business needs. But with MCP server, the possibilities are endless, and it's really like a magic. Honestly, I can't believe how fast everything changes. So with MCP server, for example, with MCP server from SendPulse, for example, you can automate like streamline content creation using real user questions. In this case, AI will analyze chat data and your website content, scraping from SendPulse MCP server, and it can create FAQ responses that are real in like based on real questions your customers ask. Also, it can output the ready to import message flow for SendPulse chatbot builder. And it is done if you add SendPulse MCP into your OpenAI account. I will make sure you will get a link to knowledge base how to do that in my presentation. Another case would be like an insight discovery in Instagram chatbots. So let's imagine you have active Instagram account, you are influencer, entrepreneur that promotes your services through Instagram, and you get a lot of direct messages. With the help of MCP server from SendPulse, taking in mind that your Instagram chatbot should be connected to SendPulse, you can use AI to analyze interactions and discover behavioral insights. AI in this case can access dialogues that you get in your Instagram DMs and identify like triggers, mostly common question, repetitive words, friction points, and possible even conversation opportunities, how you can push that last button to sell your services, and recommend content and flow optimization for your future dialogues. We tested it out ourselves. With that, we saw like 20 to 30% improvement in flow efficiency, and this way we got better personalization and higher engagement in direct communication. And like closer to the end, I want to share with you, like you heard all of this information and you may feel overwhelmed how you can start implementing AI into your chatbots in your messenger marketing, chatbot marketing today. I would advise you to start simple prompts and gradually build complexity. Then I would like another advice I would give: create one consistent and up-to-date knowledge base. If you remember, previously mentioned that you can like upload your knowledge base into your AI agent in your chatbot. So it's better to keep everything in one place and approach these tasks as you are training a new hire to the position who is a junior manager, and you want to have clear prompts, all the needed information that is up to date. And you can use it for your AI agent in a messaging app. And also don't forget to integrate CRM or any data storage, data collection from the first day. This way you won't lose any information about your customers or inquiries. So it's a must. Even if you're testing, even if you know, like you don't get a lot of starts of your flow, never forget to write down and save data from your messages. And to the end, I want to remind you that AI bots is a business empowerment. AI agents usually simplify your team's productivity. They are not made to substitute live managers, live customer support. They're there to help and improve customer experience for your customers. So use them wisely. Don't approach them as an enemy, rather as a helper. And also, I prepared useful links for you. You will have links, and also you can scan QR codes. We have a video guide on this YouTube channel on how to create an AI agent with my AI avatar who's telling you this information. If you will watch it, please leave a comment how it's different from a real me. And I'm also repeating about our coupon for all new SendPulse users who are eager to try and test creating your own AI chatbot today. And also, I wanted to mention, if you are an existing SendPulse user, we have Black Friday coming up, as we all know, and this year we'll have up to 50% off on annual plans in SendPulse in about 2 weeks, so don't miss on that opportunity. I hope you have time in these 2 weeks to test it out and be ready to purchase an annual plan. And thank you. Create AI bots with SendPulse. Thank you. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them in comments section or live right now.
Yeah, I'm coming back to you. Maybe the first question: what your favorite 3 AI features in SendPulse? So, what features users need to test first?
Of course, since my presentation was about AI chatbots, it definitely will be AI agent element in chatbots. Second would be AI feature in a website builder. It's easy. It works with text. So when you're building your website or you need to create new copy in different language, it's easy to translate like straight up in the website builder. Gonna be honest, I used it quite a couple of times. And the third one, it's something that is not like live yet, but I know it's coming. It will be an AI assistant within the SendPulse. I can't wait. And actually it will be based on MCP server that we launched recently that I mentioned in my presentation.
And what are the most popular use cases with MCP server? Right now, it's something hot feature that everyone wants to implement. What are SendPulse most popular use cases?
For now, it's fresh of the production feature that we implemented, so we don't have a lot of use cases from our users, but we tested out ourselves and did a beta testing for our partners. In this first interaction, it can work with CRM system and chatbots, and you can add this MCP server to your AI agent within OpenAI or Gemini. And the most popular thing that I tested out myself and I like the most is the analysis of chatbot communication. So it can scrape the dialogues from your chatbot and create content based on that.
Anastasia, thank you for your time. Thank you for great presentation. On this conference, we have guests from all time zones. Stefan started this conferences. She had 9 a.m. in California. You have 9 p.m. in Ukraine. So we have the whole geography. Thank you one more time and have a great evening.
Thank you. Have a great conference. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Guys, if you want to say thank you to the speakers, don't forget to put like to this video. You can subscribe to the SendPulse YouTube channel. Definitely, we will appreciate it. From my side, I want you to recall that there are gifts for you, and you can go back and find the additional materials from the SendPulse community. You can get the guide creating AI assistants in chatbot. From our side, you can get the additional materials from Skills Booster and AI Academies. It was shared also in chat. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. The popular questions that I've already visited in chat, they were about the recording. Yes, the recording of the conference will be available on the channel publicly, so you can rewatch it. Definitely, we'll be happy to have you online further to ask questions to the next speakers, but you will have the access. But if you want to get the certificate, those who fill out a special form will receive a certificate, and the link for this form will be sent in the second part of the conference after the 6 talks. So we have 2 speakers more. You need to wait, and after that you can fill the form and get the certificate. Okay, guys, I'm pretty close to present your next speaker. And honestly, I was a really big fan of this agenda because 1 year ago, when we've decided to build full AI video production, I love webinars, I love online conferences, I love to speak offline. The biggest stage I was speaking was a stadium with 2,500 marketeers. But at the same time, recording of the video, it's definitely not my favorite part of job. And we were thinking how to automate it. And during 1 year, we were gathering different parts of this puzzle. We were taking AI avatars from Cajun. We were taking AI voices from 11 Labs. Today we will have Gamma. We have Akiva Gotlin from Gamma, and we've got AI presentations with Gamma. But something missed, and this is the big part of our video creation: how to record screencast with AI, how to get polished video of your screen share when you have AI voice, you have zoom ins, when you have zoom out. And when I've met one of our old friends, Saurabh, and he told, I'm working right now in new great AI startup. It's Trupir, so you need to test it. And we've tested Trupir, and we loved it. And as many tools that you will have today on this conference, is my first feeling when I've tested the tool was magic. I have a pain and the tool is solving my pain. So I'm really happy to introduce you to our next speaker. It will be Pritish Gupta.
Are you
Pritish,
back?
yeah. We have you back. I hope that you have heard all the warm words that I was telling to you and
Yes.
to Trupir. Yeah, great. So I wanted to steal your time. The stage is yours. Please present.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Anton, for having me here, and glad to be presenting to everyone. Um, Let me share by actually showing a very small bit of slides that I brought together, um, and then we'll jump right into the platform. And believe me, in just few seconds, we will create a very beautiful output that you can use today. It's an AI that actually works in the business setting. Um, what I'm going to be talking about is how product stories can be told very meaningfully using AI. Let me just set the stage here of what is really happening in the world. I think everybody knows that democratization of building and especially products has already happened, right? We see that with Lovable, cursors, and so many vibe coding tools. We see that in the design world, with Canva and Figmas of the world, right? But the communication layer right after that is still broken in an AI first world. Storytelling hasn't really picked up, right? um, Even though we live in a world where videos and content is the live stream powering the internet, more than 3 billion plus hours of TikTok videos are seen every day. 1 billion plus hours of videos are seen on YouTube, and similarly 200 million plus hours on Netflix, right? In our personal lives, video and content has really taken over, right? So much so that 82% of the internet traffic right now is videos. Just a decade back, this was 30%, and now over 82% of the internet traffic is videos. And video is the new text, is the new way by which we share information. And this trend is increasing even more, especially in the professional world, in the business world, where 1/3 of the workforce is Gen Z, which is video native, which is on TikTok, which is on YouTube all the time. And as this workforce increases even more, this 82% will become even bigger. And that is why content and the storytelling for your products is the lifeblood in today's day and age, right from being able to market it, to be able to sell it, being able to train other people's on it, right, being able to run support on it, right? These are the things that this content really runs through the entire professional world. Yet this problem has not been solved. We still live in the in 2010s era, where, as Anton mentioned just a while back, we have to spend thousands of dollars in creating a perfect output. You have to be, in a quiet environment. You have to be camera confident, right? And if you have to create content in multiple languages, it's almost impossible. Or being able to personalize it, it's almost impossible, right? So, and that is why the content gets stale, outdated really quickly. And this is despite the fact that we have so much video AI innovation happening. We have models which are breaking the barriers of physics. Sora from OpenAI, we have Google VO, right? We have Mid Journey in video, right, for text to speech and so on, right? But the benefits of these AI have not penetrated into our product creation life cycle. And why is that? Why they have not been able, why these AI innovations have not really come into the business professional world? And the reason for that is they lack context about your product. That context is a lifeblood, which really runs your product. And without that context, your that product will lose meaning. And imagination can just take you so far. It needs to be grounded in context, right? These generic AI tools can't tell your story, and your story is the most important piece here, right? And when you have to put this story at the center of it, it requires you to be a script writer, a video recorder, an editor, a translator. And if it gets outdated, then you have to be stuck with what you recorded the first time, right? And these are the challenges that I'm sure everybody would be facing day in, day out. And that is why we created Troopier with the idea of democratizing content creation for the product world. What is happening with product creation now is happening with communication, and that is why we are backed by what we have been building. It's helping thousands of organizations, millions of creators daily, and that is why we're backed by some of the best names in the market. What we do, actually, more than me talking about it, let me show this live in action for you. Um, so on the Troopier platform, the idea is that you can give this context by recording just like you do with the looms of the world. You just do a rough screen recording, and the platform converts it into a professional studio quality output. Or you can even upload your existing videos. You have tons and libraries of these videos. So with this, let me create something very simple on Salesforce platform. Imagine this is one of the products that you have created, and I'm using Salesforce just as an example. Um, the platform works obviously on on any software, any product for that matter. And as Anton mentioned, he's such an avid user of the Troopier platform. So what I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to be recording very roughly, very quickly, without being perfect, and then we will see the output from there. And one of the things is that you don't have to be native English speaker. You can speak in any language, and the platform will do the rest for you, right? I'll continue in English, and then we'll see the output from there. Yeah. So, Salesforce recently, launched a feature where you can change the fiscal year of the platform. To see that, go to the settings option. Currently, so you see this new section open up here. Select the fiscal year. You see the fiscal year starting in January. Let's change that. Since this is for the US market, where the fiscal year starts in October, we'll select October. Um, just acknowledge this change, and then click on save. And so now for the whole Salesforce platform, fiscal year will start in in October. Thank you. So I did a rough screen recording. Oh, I think I missed sharing the Salesforce tab. So I just use the Salesforce platform, to do the quick recording. And, I'm happy to do a recording again because I think you couldn't see my screen. Let me just do the recording again really quickly, and then we will see the output. Really sorry about this. Yeah. So using the Chrome extension, we'll just do a quick recording. So, we are on the Salesforce platform. Here, we'll see the, how you can change the fiscal year. To see that, go to the settings option. You see this new sort of section open up. Here we'll select the fiscal year. Currently fiscal year starting in October. Let's change that. We'll, select January. This start of calendar year. That is where our fiscal year also starts. So let's select that. Just acknowledge this change, and then sort of click on save. And so now for the whole platform, fiscal year will start in January. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry. So rough recording, a lot of ahs, right? Not something that typically you would feel comfortable putting on your social media channels, or sort of shipping it across to your customers or otherwise, right? About product is, you've built a great product, but your communication has to really match the levels of your product, right? And that is where this whole the platform really comes into the picture. So literally in the next few seconds, we will see the first version of the output, and then we obviously will play around with it more to get the perfect output, right? So we'll just wait for 20-30 seconds. And what really happening right now here is that every part of the video, be it what I spoke, the script, the voice, the visuals, every part of it is being passed through a layer of AI, where it not only does it improve it and makes it polished, but it also puts it in your own brand guidelines and brand guardrails, right? With the logos and with everything. And that is how we are seeing the play this. I'll just share my tab so that you can hear it as well. Yeah. So let's just see the first version of the video.
All right, we're currently exploring the Salesforce platform. In this session, we're going to walk through how to change the fiscal year. To start, head over to the Settings option. You'll notice a new section opening up. From here, we'll need to select the fiscal year. As it stands, the fiscal year begins in October, but we're going to change that. Let's go ahead and choose January to align with the start of the calendar year, as that's when we want our fiscal year to begin as well. Make sure to acknowledge this change and then click on Save. This will update the settings for the entire system.
Right. So literally in seconds, we have a professional output that is ready to be shipped. But this is where the magic only begins. Video creation is one part, but editing is equally hard. It takes hours in editing even small portions of the video, right? And we will actually do that live right now. Let's say I forgot to mention, hey, Anton, so I would have had to re-record everything, but not here. Literally, in seconds, you can just change the script, make edits like you're editing text, and the platform will take care of it. You can run prompts to change the script as well. Let's say like any kind of prompt, right? Sell like Steve Jobs, sell like Santa Claus, and so on and so forth, right? Change any voice, put in your voice, any other voice that you might want. We didn't have the music in the video. It's actually put some music. Funnily, we actually did a live demo with 500 people where we had the whole Batman come in with the Batman music and the visuals selling Salesforce. So that's how you can actually sell in with any kind of imagination that you might have. It automatically gets your zooms, which you might have seen. You can put an avatar, your own face that you might like, or you can have realistic avatars in. And literally in seconds, what you will see is, we will have, with this changed output, the the final outcome.
Hey Anton, we're currently exploring the Salesforce platform. In this session, we're going to walk through how to change the financial year. To start, head over to the settings option. You'll notice a new section opening up. From here, we'll need to select the financial year. As it stands,
Right. What I did seems very trivial, but an experienced editor would have taken 3-4 hours in syncing the audio and the video together. And that's where these are the kind of challenges once one faces when they have to talk about the product and so on and so forth. And literally in seconds, the platform takes care of it. And that's not all. Again, in seconds, this can be translated in over 50 plus languages. And even though I don't know Spanish at all, except for Hola, the platform will take care of it and will convert it into a Spanish output.
Hola Anton, ahora estamos echándole un vistazo a la plataforma de Salesforce. En esta sesión te voy a mostrar cómo cambiar el...
Right. So that's how literally in seconds you can have professional output. It also creates guides or documentation which can be sort of shipped across with the screenshots, with the steps clearly laid out and so on and so forth. And so yes, that is what we are doing at Trupier, enabling everyone to be able to tell their stories, and ensuring that content creation is democratized, as it should be in this world. And with this, I come to the close of my presentation. Thanks a lot, Anton, for having me here. And for this community, we have a special offer. Use AI Marketing 20, and you will get 20% off on all Trupier plans. I can't wait to see what all you build with this. I'm really excited for you to try the platform out. It's free to start with anyway. Thanks a lot.
Pritish, thank you for great presentation and for great demo. We have a lot of questions in the chat. Let's go. The first question from Lakshmi about language support. Does your platform support French, German translation? So what are the main language pairs you are working with?
Yeah, we support French, German, Estonian, Swedish, right? You name it and we support it. We use the likes of 11 Labs, etc. For voices, and hence whatever language they support and whatever language are existing in the voice space, in the LLM space, we support all of them. So over 50 plus languages is what we support, and multiple accents.
I can approve it. When we started collaboration, you didn't have Ukrainian. When we have asked, you did it. So it's true. Okay, guys, let's go for the next question. So it's what about the languages? Okay, impressive tool. The question also from Tanya Agarwal. You use so many ums and ahs. Will that not create an issue?
Right, not at all. Actually, the whole platform has been designed in such a way that not only does it polish it, removing all the ums, ahs, any errors that you might have made. So the AI actually understands the context that you're trying to give and polishes that and creates the output. At the same time, it also puts that in your brand template. There are certain ways in which teams really operate, and they want certain ways of putting that script across. So even if you forget about them, the platform, the AI takes care of that and ensures that the script comes in that way.
Pritish, I have my own question. The task that we try to solve. For example, you have interface. Do you have experience when some AI agents like Manus or other is doing something in this interface, clicking the button, going to the fields, etc., and Trupier is adding the voice? So, for example, we've already implemented AI video production in whole agentic workflow with Hagen, with 11 Labs, etc. But in your case, definitely the issue is to get AI agent that will go and try to click the buttons and do what we need. Maybe you have clients that have already solved these issues.
Right. So, for we believe that, what we actually build Anton, to your question, we are actually a very big enabler for AI agents themselves. So agents require a lot of training, and when you talk about softwares like Salesforce, etc., all of these agents right now are not that reliable, in fact. So a lot of the information that our platform builds actually is being used by some of these agent training companies to create these agents. And once they have this context, then obviously they can be used for, just like we're enabling agents, it then obviously can be used to enable humans, obviously, just like I did.
I will explain my example. For example, you used Salesforce. You need to create video how to register your Salesforce account. For this task, you definitely have article in Help Center. You feed in this article to agent. Agent is going clicking all buttons for you. Trupir is recording the video. You don't need to. Right now, you are creating article from video. Do you have? Are you thinking, or maybe you have use cases when there is the possibility to create the video from article, when you have detailed step-by-step guide what to do, and the video is the next one?
Right. So that's a capability, Anton, that we actually have, but haven't exposed it to the front end to users. But basically, the way it works is that if you input an article using vision models, proprietary vision models, the platform learns about it, about the documents, and creates a script altogether, and then turns it into a video walkthrough on its own. So that's something that we have the capability of, and haven't sort of exposed it to the front end.
Do you have it in alpha and beta?
Sorry?
Do you have it in beta already? It's closed beta,
Yes.
or what it is?
Yes, we are.
Count on me. I'm definitely ready to,
Okay.
to test it. Let's go back in chat and ask a few more questions from the chat. We have a lot of comments like thanks, Pratish, and amazing product. We have about the pronunciation. It's the question from Kitish Aurora. If my brand follows some specific pronunciation, by any chance, can we fix it? It's the issue with what we have in most of AI tools, but as I know, most of AI tools has pronunciation library, and you also have a pronunciation library, correct?
Yes, we do have. So you can define your own pronunciation, you can define your own glossary, right? You can, in fact, define any part of the video, the voice, the faces, the avatar. You can do all of those things, and the platform will respect those boundaries and ensure that it comes out in that pronunciation with those sort of written words.
Okay, I have one more question from Tanya Agarwal. Do you also create a document guide? Sometimes my users just want to do a quick read of the steps.
Yes, so I think as I had shown, during the demo, so we do create, step-by-step guides, right? And again, one of the beauties of the platform is that they again take in your template. So one company has certain kind of format, another company has another kind of format, or one product has one format. So that's how the platform ensures that the output comes out in your brand guidelines again.
One more question about integrations. You already have 11 labs integration, agent integrations. What useful integrations you already have inside the tool, or are you planning to add?
Right. So, we're using at least 5 to 10 solutions, the likes of, OpenAI, Agent, 11 Labs, etc., in sort of being able to create this output. At the same time, all of this, whatever videos that we create, they directly can be hosted, on Zendesk, Intercom, social media platforms, right? So through one click, it can be shared across in all of those places.
Let me check the chat. We have one more question. Michelle is asking, if I would put my whole book, will it create podcast trainings related to the content?
So if for that, you just need to do a walkthrough of your, for your book, and doesn't have to be perfect. It can be very sort of shabby, and it will convert it into a training output the way you want it, exactly the way you want it. And what Anton mentioned around being able to take the documentation or the guide to create that video, which I mentioned that, we have it in the back end, but not exposed to the front end. Once we export it, you don't expose it. You don't even need to do that walkthrough. Literally by just reading through your own book, the platform will create a walkthrough video of your book.
Mm-hmm. We have one more question from Shitish. Just one more thing on the avatar spot. Can we create an avatar with our own face inside Truppeer? As I remember, you don't have your own avatar features, but you have Heijen integration, correct?
Right. So, we don't even, we're not the best in everything, right? You can't be best in everything.
Mm-hmm.
The likes of Heijen are, they are the best when it comes to avatars. So that's something that we've integrated into the platform. And that allows for not only having their realistic avatars, but literally in seconds, you can, sort of clone your own face and have it in your videos. Right. And similarly for voices, we use 11 labs and so on and so forth. Right. But to his question, the answer is absolutely yes.
Okay, Pritish, I don't see more questions. So thank you for great presentation and for a great demo. I'm happy to have you on our conference, and I'm happy that we have such great partnership as yours. So thank you one more time and have a great day.
Thanks a lot, Anton, for having me. Thank you, everyone.
Guys, we are proceeding with our online conferences. You have right now a chance to put like, to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we are moving to our next speaker, and it's definitely one of the most expectable my presentation that I was really waiting for. It's presentation from Google. Sergey Vovk is regional product lead for AI solutions at Google. Sergey will share about the delivering the power of AI with Google AI Max. Sergey is the regional product lead for AI solutions at Google, based in Dublin, Ireland. It's also pretty late for Ireland. It's 7:30, but it's definitely okay for US audience. Sergey will share with us best practices of using Google AI Max. Sergey, hi, I hope you are good and you are ready to share your insights.
Oh, great. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Really happy to jump into the topic of AI Max. Really hot topic nowadays. Many people are interested, and yeah, really happy to tell more about it and how to use it properly and how to benefit from it.
Let's do it, and I will come back to you in questions.
Sure. Thank you so much, Anton. So basically, yeah, a little bit about me. I'm Sergey. I work as regional product lead in EMEA headquarters of Google, leading AI solutions team. And now one of the biggest priorities for our team is actually AI Max, because it's long-awaited product and additional feature to search campaigns, which actually could benefit a lot of advertisers, and it is already benefiting, as we will see a little bit in a little bit while. So agenda, very straightforward. First of all, how search behavior is evolving. Second point will be the need of AI-powered solution in marketing, especially in search marketing. Then we'll talk more about AI Max and how it helps to supercharge search campaigns. And then we'll discuss some use cases and success stories. So in terms of the development of search behavior and user behavior overall, what do we see right now? We see that, as always, human curiosity is limitless, and there are some proofs to that. We have more than 5 trillion searches annually on Google, and this number only increases. Interesting enough, Gen Z, so younger generation, they search even more and in more complicated ways. We'll talk about it a little bit later. And they actually, like, users prefer to search nowadays not only in text, but actually in Google Lens and some other ways. For example, Circle to Search, which was introduced not long time ago. As you can see, for example, in this example, if you scroll in your feed or do whatever you do, you can circle to search and you can find the product or even like the logo of the thing you are interested in, which is super useful. And once people try it, they use it more and more because it's useful, it's fun, and gives them more information, and of course they benefit from it and they continue to use it. Also, very interesting that 1 in 5 searches, visual searches, so glance or circle to search, they have commercial intent. So some product or person wants to explore something and buy eventually something. That's what we mean by commercial intent. So additional factor, but very important, is that large language models which power Gemini, all other famous chatbots, they actually come into Google, and they already arrived, as a matter of fact. And AI Overviews is one example of that. It's the first AI-powered product which was delivered to 1.5 billion people. And the influence of that is that people can find more in faster and better manner. But very important for us as marketing specialists is that it also influences the user behavior, because people, after trying it one time, for example, they search for something in very complicated phrase, and 5 years ago, for example, they would just get a lot of articles which would be, very, very hard to read. Maybe it will take hours, and still, answer would not be clear. Now, even if they ask complicated long query, they get answer. And that influences their future behavior, because now they expect answers from Google for any questions they ask, and they ask more and more of those complicated questions. And of course, that's like AI Overviews is great, and it's only sneak peek of what AI Mode can do. And AI Mode is also being rolled out to many countries, majority of the countries now. And the benefit of it is that not only your question gets the best possible answer, but you can also do follow-up question, and you can get additional context, and you can ask system to do some research for you, etc., etc. So the sky is the limit here. And those developments together, so large language models inside Google search, they create this change of behavior. And of course, people search more, and they more satisfied. In the same time, it creates more expectation from the user side, because when they get all possible answers, then they actually expect systems to be more predictable and tailored to their needs. That's first. And then if it doesn't happen, then they get frustrated, which is also important to understand. And that's why we should tailor our strategies to what we see in terms of user behavior and how people change their behavior in search and other platforms. So essentially, to make sure we capture those incremental searches, more complicated searches, which people start to use more and more. Now we experimenting a lot with ads in AI Overviews, firstly, initially, and then also ads in AI Mode. So basically, they all still in testing stage, and still we understand that it will be the future, because more and more people will search in more unpredictable, complicated ways. And of course, they would expect some relevant ads from the system, which can solve their problem in the moment when they looking for the solution. And of course, it also creates a lot of opportunities for the businesses, because if before we were relying completely on keywords, and if, for example, we were selling some products for pool cleaning, we would just use keywords like detergent for the pool or something like that, or chlorine or something. Now, what is different is that system can actually predict commercial intent on queries which from first sign are not really do not really have commercial intent. And one of the example is here. Very nice example in my opinion. Why is my pool green and how do I clean it? So essentially, such queries like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they probably would not get straightforward answers. So person probably would need to go to some articles, read them, and then make conclusion, then probably something is growing in their pool. And then additionally look for some solutions to that, and then do more searches on detergents, etc., etc. Now, because system is smart enough and people start to search more like that, we can connect the dots and save time for the user. Basically, we know that you have this problem, we know why it is happening, and we know how to solve it. For example, here is detergent, here is the service in your area for pool cleaning, or like in this example, vacuum cleaners to clean your pool. Definitely makes sense for this user, definitely makes sense for this advertiser. And if we match such advertisers to such users, we get win-win situation. When everybody is happy, solution is provided, the problem is solved, and the most importantly, time is saved. You don't need to spend hours researching why pool is green and how to solve it. You just get the solution and everybody is happy. And that's essentially how marketing, especially in search, should function right now. So firstly, find me targeting. We have to find the people who are looking for our solutions, for our products, for our offerings, for our services. Then we have to communicate nicely that, hey, you're looking for this solution of this problem, we have it, exactly. We have it, we can solve it. Please click on our ad, check it out. And then once person lands, person should be forwarded to proper URL, right? With relevant information on the web page, not just generic things, but rather things which person is interested in and was explicitly mentioned in their search query. And in order to help search campaigns to be relevant and deliver on all of those metrics, the AI Max was introduced. So just for the full understanding, AI Max is not a new type of campaigns. It is just a set of additional settings for search campaigns. The way it works is that we turn it on, and search campaign turns into AI-powered search campaign. It will get additional features, and it will perform in more sophisticated manner, looking for those incremental conversions and actually bringing them to the business. But it is not new type of campaign or something. All settings of search campaign which were before, for example, negative keywords, settings of bidding strategies, CPA, TROAS, they still preserved and they still respected and they still function as before. The main incrementality here is that, first of all, it expands the targeting, so it goes it goes to broad match and even beyond of that with keywordless targeting, so-called. then it also has additional feature of allowing system actually changing the search ad in order to be more relevant for the specific user query. And then also it can swap URL if some other URL is more relevant for this specific user and has higher probability of conversion. So that's mainly the main features of it. So as I said, the main one, search term matching. We have basically, we give system the opportunity to explore broadly and explore on top of what keywords present. So for example, a system reads your ads, system reads your current set of keywords, and it also it reads the landing page. It analyzes it, it understands what this business is about, and it helps it to find the people who are actually searching for it. Then deliver more relevant ads with automatically created assets, which essentially allow the system to tweak the ad in order to make it more relevant to the person to who we show this ad. And then final URL switch. Very important, just so everybody is aligned. This feature will only work properly if you already use smart bidding on your search campaigns. Because as we know, smart bidding is, so basically there are 4 types of smart bidding right now: maximize conversions, maximize conversion value, target CPA, target ROAS. If you use one of those, so basically focusing your search campaigns on business results, TROAS or TCPA, then it's already AI powered in terms of bidding. So then by adding AI Max, we actually give this AI system which optimizes for conversions and maximizes them, or conversion value, opportunity to go even broader and in more like in more areas where it wasn't able to go. For example, people who search in more complicated ways. And of course, it gives more opportunities for system to deliver good, better results for your search campaigns. And yeah, we have some statistics. Usually, after turning it on, with adherence to all best practices, we see 14% more conversions. And if you were using only exact keywords and phrase, then uplift is even higher, because like then you basically, the delta of the changes is bigger, so you get more results out of AMX. So use case scenarios, very interesting. For example, we have 2 people, and they both search for best spot to get a club, right? And in one case, it could be club sandwich, and the other case, it could be golf club. And system can actually predict and understand who is looking for what based on previous searches, previous behavior, location, all the signals. And of course, it is also taken into account when the AI Max ads are served, because all those signals, they actually contribute to the calculation of the probability of conversion. And if it is high enough, and for our business, for example, we sell sandwiches in the middle of the city where this first user is, then of course, for such query, we have high probability of conversion. And then, yeah, we can show ads to the first person and not show ads to the second person, because system would understand that this person is actually not looking for some sandwich, this person looking for something else. And for her, ads from, for example, some golf enterprise around her would be served, and that would be more relevant for her than sandwich. And that's how, in order to benefit from these systems, we have to try and utilize and develop our AI powered campaigns. And one of the solutions for that is AI Max. Then one additional interesting example of how automatically created assets feature of AI Max works is this example of from beauty industry. For example, person is looking for skincare for dry sensitive skin, and let's assume this brand sells something for that, but it has only this type of ad: shop our skin and hair care line, get ready to turn heads. Like, relevant? Yes, but is it completely relevant? Not sure. So let's compare it to what we have for actually automatically created assets enable situation. And in this case, the system has transformed the initial ad into this one: smooth your dry sensitive skin, start owning your glow today. Is it more relevant to this user? Most likely yes, because person has been looking for skincare for dry sensitive skin, and here it's explicitly mentioned. So probability of click and of course conversion afterwards is higher for such situation. That's why it's very important to also use those additional features of AI Max in order to maximize the chances of success. And finally, last but not least, the AI Max case studies. So first of all, L'Oreal, they turned on AI Max and they saw some great results. Essentially, if we look on the main marketing, performance marketing metric, which is cost per conversion, in their case, it has declined. Why? Because the users who were not served ads before, they started to get those ads, and they were actually good users in terms of converting because they were searching in all those ways which were not captured by classical keywords. But essentially, they had commercial intent, and because AI Max provided ways for L'Oreal to talk to those users and convert them, they got more users for basically with cheaper CPA. Some similar results were achieved by Lenovo, which everybody knows, the retailer of electronics, and also increase in conversion rate, increase in conversion value, increase in conversions, and of course incremental revenue as a result. We'll share the deck afterwards, so you'll be able to read through the whole story. But the results, they speak for themselves. That's the main factor which we should always analyze: the results of the performance campaigns. And then Tesco Insurance. So for the context, Tesco has supermarkets but also insurance, and this is essentially lead gen business. And they launched AI Max as well, with adherence, of course, to all best practices. It helped them to decrease CPA with the same logic as for other examples. It helped them to increase sales because, well, the incremental CPA, the incremental conversions were cheaper, so some budget was freed up to actually drive more conversions, which is great. And then conversion rate was also up, of course, because you got more chances to convert more users. So yeah, and if you read through some good feedback, they used 50-50 experiment for testing. They saw good results. After they saw it, they started to scale, and of course scale it up to majority of search campaigns where it made sense, and started to benefit from it. Yeah, so that's the main part of my presentation. If you want to connect and stay in touch, feel free to scan the QR code for my LinkedIn and connect there. If you have complicated questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try to answer them, in one-on-one manner. But happy to answer some questions from you, Anton.
Yeah, definitely. I have some questions. Let's go into AI Max features. Is AI Max is relevant for all businesses, or there are businesses which better not to use AI Max? What is your opinion about this?
Yes, great question. So it is definitely relevant for all businesses who have started and mastered the usage of smart bidding.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we talk about businesses who for some reason focus on, for example, target impression share or maximizing clicks, then
Mm-hmm.
AI Max maybe would not be the best solution because it is specifically built to work in conjunction with smart bidding in order
Mm-hmm.
to drive more conversions or more conversion value, depending on your goals. So essentially, all performance focused businesses, they should definitely try it. For some countries slash industries, this user behavior change I was talking about could happen later or
Sure.
earlier, and you would never know, the pace and direction and how many users start to search differently and when. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely AMX worth trying and worth using, basically, because once this behavior change happening more and more and accelerates, then you will have future proof solution which will capture all of this change and you will not be worried. Because imagine if you don't do any changes, then it could happen then in a year or like in 2 years time, you will see that you have less conversion for higher price tag, and then you will be still incentivized to try some other solutions, but you can lose time and money. So essentially, it's important for future proof to try and use it for any business who is focused on conversions, conversion value, essentially performance marketing. If you maximize and just if you want just impressions, then of course use target impression share, and well, that's fine. But if you are in performance marketing, then AMX is definitely worth trying.
Yeah, I have a question for you that I've already asked to all other speakers. It's always hard to understand how big is infrastructure and the possibilities. I've already familiar with a lot of Google AI tools, but after passing the Gen AI Leader certification, I've learned even more, so I better understand how to use them, how to implement, etc. For our domestic Ukrainian market, we are the part of new AI for Business course created by Google, by the Ministry of Economy. What English speaking resources from Google you can recommend for our audience who want to learn more about other Google AI opportunities for business, like Vertex AI, all models that you are launching one by one, how to be so fast and furious to get all Google updates from the right place, where I need to subscribe, and what is the right place to follow all Google updates?
Yeah, so depending on your area of interest, of course, but let's assume you're a marketing specialist and you work in that field, then of course, definitely the first place you should follow and actually try to get more courses once they appear is Digital Garage. So
Mm-hmm.
we can, yeah, because essentially there are many AI tools with many applications. There is AlphaFold for predicting the protein folding, and it's probably not that useful for majority of people. There is like Google Scholar for for people working in science. For marketing specialists, Digital Garage is usually the place where all new features and all new updates collected and communicated in a nice manner, and you can also get some certificates there as well, and you can be sure that the knowledge you get there is relevant and it's applicable, because if you think about it, we like working on actually bringing more AI into some other parts of Google Ads right now. For example, those of you who launch new campaigns, for example, PMAX campaigns, they probably noticed that there is a possibility to generate images for your ads right in the Google Ads UI. We're working on possibilities to generate some other types of medias there, and it's exciting time to be alive. It's exciting time to work with those tools, and so basically, once you follow Digital Garage, you will be able to make sure that you get the vision on marketing. If you want Google overall, then Google blog and also various Google channels on YouTube. Just make sure to subscribe to them. Why? Because there are interesting articles and videos posted almost every day. So if you watch at least some of them, you'll be very educated about the new developments.
Yeah, maybe the question. I was always the guy who is collecting something. When I was a kid, I was collecting stamps, coins, and when I grew up, I started collecting Google certificates, Google Ads, Google Analytics, etc. I definitely love Gen AI Leader certification. Do you have any plans to create AI certification for marketers, or maybe it's already created and I didn't find it in Garage? What do you can share about this?
Yeah, it's definitely in the pipeline. So like, yeah, usage of AI tools, because we have already many and more to come. So yeah, just keep checking. It will appear. It will appear soon. The exact naming I can't share yet with you, but yeah, there will be definitely the AI essentials and AI advanced tools, usage for marketing.
So, Sergey, sorry for interrupting. I was so interested in my questions about collections that I have forgot about chat. We have few really great questions in the chat. Kelly is asking, copy and essence often need to be approved before distribution if Google changes the ad. How are you addressing brand consistency and aligning to the approved asset? This question you see
Amazing
here.
question. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
I loved it. That's why I've interrupted. Sorry, I'm usually kind of moderator, but I don't interrupt the guests. But can you help with it?
Yeah. So if you have really strict brand guidelines and, well, you don't want system to just change, in different ways your ads, then it's possible to opt out of this feature, not use it. So you can use AI Max in terms of targeting, but you should not really put toggle on the automatically created assets. That's first. Also, now we are working on the more controls for AI Max campaigns. So essentially, we working on automatically created assets exclusions. So in the sense that, for example, you are fine with everything, but you don't want system to use Word for free, for example. So you will be able to put for free there, and then system can change your ads accordingly to what user are searching, but never use for free, because that's something you don't want the system to use. So yeah, but it will come into UI later this year or early next year. So, but before that, if you want to try AI Max, you definitely can do that. Just don't turn automatically created assets, because just to to be on the safe side.
Sergey, thank you for your time. Thank you for great presentation. The right answers to the questions. I definitely will be the one who will pass your AI marketing certification when you will launch it. I really appreciate your time. Have a great evening. It's 8 p.m. in Dublin. We've collected speakers from all time zones. So have a great evening and thank you for joining us today.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye. Guys, before I will present the next speaker, I will tell you about one of the brilliant questions, certificate. So the certificate form sent in the chat. There is a link to the certificate submitted from the chat. It will also be in the description of the video for everyone who is watching the recording. To get access to the recordings and the opportunity to generate a certificate, go to the link in the chat. You need to go to the Academy SendPulse and the link that will be mentioned. After logging, the course will appear the new courses section. Done, generate your own certificate of attendees. There you also can go through the Join SendPulse community button, and you will get the Creating AI Assistant in Chatbot. Definitely, I'm really happy to present our last speaker, last but not the least, Akiva Gottlieb, content lead of Gamma app. And Akiva will guide us from AI to IRL, turning power users into a growth engine. Akiva oversees education, events, and lifecycle marketing. He was previously VP of content at Serhant and held marketing leadership roles at Reforge and EPO. He lives in the Los Angeles, and honestly, if we talk about the tools that I really love, and I know that when I introduce today's speakers, I use the word magic many times, but definitely when I used Gamma the first time, I feel this magic. When you create slides, when you create deck, when you create presentations, not for hours, not for days, but for seconds. So Akiva, I'm really happy to have you today with us. The stage is yours.
Hi. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, all good.
All right. Let's see. Okay, you can all see this. Yeah, so happy to be here. And I think my presentation will probably be a little different than the ones you have heard thus far. Because I'm actually going to talk about an IRL, real life event that I think has a lot of ties to AI. We are in AI all day at Gamma. We are an AI native product. But this is about an event we put on just a couple months ago in September that I had a lot of learnings from that I wanted to share with all of you. So this talk is called From AI to IRL, How to Turn Power Users into a Growth Engine. So again, I know I just got an introduction, but yeah, my role at Gamma is called Content Lead, although we are a small AI native marketing team, so content covers a lot of things. Previously, I was a first 10 employee at Reforge, where I spent about 4 years, founding marketer at EPO, former VP of content at Serhant. And then I'm based in Los Angeles, California. Gamma is actually a San Francisco-based company. Most folks are there. I'm one of just 2 or 3 remote employees, but I spend a lot of time in the Bay. So I'm sure some of you hopefully are familiar with Gamma, others may not be. I think the easiest way to describe it is as an AI native PowerPoint alternative, though we like to call ourselves a visual storytelling platform. And really our mission is helping people bring their ideas to life. And you are actually looking at Gamma right now. That's how I was able to build this presentation fairly quickly. But basically our vision is to provide access to the best tools so that anyone can share their ideas effortlessly. I have to create a lot of content for my job, but I have no design skills. Gamma really helps me with that. But enough about me. Let's talk about Gamma for a second. Gamma has seen a lot of user growth over the last couple of years. We are over 50 million users worldwide. We are profitable. We are over 50 million ARR. And we have a small team. And we like to say we have about 2 million of ARR per employee. And a lot of this growth can be attributed to the fact that we are an AI native product where it's really easy to go from 0 to 1. You can type in, give me a presentation for AI Marketing Day, and you will get immediately something that's maybe 80% of the way there. But I think Gamma is a product where it's a little bit more difficult to get from 1 to 2. And so my role is really focused on how do we foster that deeper long-term engagement and really get people to go beyond basic AI generation, start learning how to make edits and use the different design tools, and also work with some of our advanced workflows. So really, I see that as the entirety of my role. I don't think we're doing really well at acquisition, but retention and engagement is really the big challenge for the next few years. So one thing we noticed when I started working at Gamma and really investing myself in our community of power users is that all of our Gamma power users define their usage of Gamma in a different way. So some of them are really able to master the full potential, and others are kind of hacking it for their specific use case. And what we realized is we're not really providing any proactive education and letting people know how to get the most out of the product. So we knew when I was hired at Gamma, I have like an education background, that part of our marketing needed to be education based. So our initial plan, which we're still going to follow through on, is to build an online education platform that we're going to call the Gamma Academy. When I brought this to Grant, our CEO, his immediate response was, "Can we think bigger?" And it's a great luxury to have a CEO who immediately is thinking, "How can we do more, spend more money, devote more resources?" But I think one thing we know as AI marketers is that you really have to grab people's attention. And so just putting out an async online academy probably wouldn't do that. So what he said is, what if we brought a bunch of users together in person, all expenses paid? And he didn't put any budget line on it. It wasn't even clear what all expenses paid would mean. But to me, it seemed a little bit crazy. I didn't know what it would cost. I didn't know how we would prove ROI. But the more we thought about it, the more it made sense. We know that there's like an energy that only happens when we bring people into the same room. But also Gamma had conveniently just moved into a very big new office that felt really too big for our small staff. So we knew that even though it would be expensive to fly people out and get them hotel rooms and take them out to a fancy dinner, at least we had the event space to bring all these people together. A couple more things here. It was perfect timing. We were about to launch a big marketing campaign for what we called Gamma 3.0, which is our biggest product update yet. So really having like some of our biggest fans in person seemed like a good synergy. We also had the budget. We are a profitable company. And I put maybe the team capacity to pull off something memorable without compromising our core product work. I say maybe because I'm not an event planner. And to put this event together, I was essentially working with our executive assistant and our head of IT. And between the three of us, we were really able, between the three of us and a lot of AI tools, we were really able to figure out how to bring people together. And it just seemed like a great opportunity for a big brand moment, which at Gamma we are, always looking for. So to really show that we're building a community of creative professionals. So we made an announcement. You can see there's our LinkedIn post from Grant, our CEO. Basically, the pitch we made is that we want to bring a handpicked crew of Gamma creators to our headquarters for 2 days. You can accelerate your Gamma skills alongside the team, build your most impactful Gammas, whisper sweet feature requests into our product team's ears, and you'll walk away with a Gamma certification. We said it's a little bit like winning a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. And then you can see I even recorded a video, a fun video about it, which I don't do often. And the application process was pretty basic. We just asked, for your name and your email. And a few things we were looking for to assemble this dream team. The first, love for Gamma. Secondly, diversity of personas. So we wanted to make sure we brought together educators, designers, marketers, consultants, entrepreneurs. And then this part wasn't as important, but we definitely wanted to make sure we brought people who had distribution potential. So, people who are already using social media, were part of various AI communities. But we didn't make it so that they all had to be influencers. It was just, are these people who we know can communicate the value of Gamma after the event? But the really big question, and honestly, this is the main thing we solved for, is we asked, what is your dream Gamma project? And we just wanted to make sure that it was something specific that had like a clearly defined objective and scope, something that was ambitious. So, kind of pushing the boundaries of what Gamma could do, but also achievable. We didn't want people to come, with a huge new business idea that we knew we couldn't help them implement over the course of 2 days. So we ended up selecting 21 participants from, Taiwan, Greece, London, LA, definitely a bunch of people from the Bay Area who we didn't have to fly out, but we definitely invested in bringing people together. And luckily, no one's flights were canceled or delayed. So everyone was fresh and ready to really get to work once they got to Gamma. The thing I was most worried about, as I mentioned, Gamma is an AI product where you can get a pretty good output in just a few minutes. And so I was thinking, I established this event as a creative hackathon. What if people finish their projects just in an hour and they're just sitting around wondering what to do for the rest of the day? This was something I was genuinely quite worried about. But what actually happened is all of these users came in and they were immediately looking to break things. They wanted to know, what are the things that you think I can't do in Gamma, and how do I do those things? So they didn't want shortcuts. They were learning. The first day was all about, absorbing new features, learning directly from Gamma staff about what we were about to roll out in our big 3.0 announcement. Then they really went deep on creation. We put them into small groups. And then at the end of the second day, they had a showcase where everyone stood up and presented on the project that they had put together. And one surprise is that everyone gravitated towards API automation, which for us was brand new. It had not even been rolled out publicly yet. And every single group wanted to create something using Zapier or Make and connect to Gamma's new API. Everyone was creating some kind of complex workflow. And what was so great about that is it really activated Gamma's staff, because all of a sudden, our product managers, our engineers, our designers, everyone who had been working on our API, our agent, everything that we were about to roll out later in September, we suddenly had, real power users in the room who were testing it out, hitting the limits, showing us things that we could not have foreseen ourselves. And so even though, the Gamma staff was a little disturbed in their work because we had brought in 20 people into our office during a really busy time, pretty much everyone took time out of their day to either present or work directly with users, or even just come and listen. Like you'll see in that photo on the bottom right, those are some members of our AI engineering team. They just wanted to hear in the showcase what some of the users were presenting. So the staff really came through, and that really made it a special event. I can't show you everything that people built at Gamma Lab, but I just want to show you one kind of incredible example. We had this woman, she's a product manager at Bill, which is a fintech. And she built a voice to vintage presentation storyteller. And she demonstrated it live, and it was just incredible. Basically, she asked someone in the room to come over to her computer, talk into the microphone, and describe themselves in like 3 lines, who they are, what they do for work, where they're from. Then OpenAI took that, transcribed it, lightly polished the narrative, and then Gamma's API was able to turn it into a vintage styled presentation. And she had a design, it was like a tape recorder. And you like press the button on the tape recorder and it plays this person Alvaro's story. And this was just, I remember when she applied, this was one of the ideas that I thought seemed like it was a little bit on the crazy side. Like, how would she actually make this happen? And so to see this come alive in the room, this is so much further than what most people use Gamma for, which is just creating, presentations like PowerPoints, that I think everyone in the room was just amazed. And it really validated our decision to bring power users into the room. I also felt like we really validated our selection process. Diana is our head of core product management. And she said, many, many shout outs deserved for Gamma Lab already, but really want to shout out the selection committee because all the participants have been engaged, positive, and candid. And what stands out most of all is that they're all strong storytellers. And And I don't know if we just got lucky here or, because I didn't speak to most of these people beforehand, but everyone not only was able to use the tools and set up these workflows, but they were all such great communicators and storytellers. And really at Gamma, that's what we're trying to unlock is, the ideas that are stuck in your head, how do you get them out of your head and communicate with people and persuade people? Another interesting thing about how we set this up, there was really no ask. We just told people it's an all expenses paid trip to San Francisco, 3 meals a day, fancy hotel. And we asked for nothing in return. We just invited participants, provided them the space and tools, made sure they had fun, and then trusted them to take it from there. And they really have. It's only been a couple months since the event. And so immediately the first thing we saw is, participants sharing what they built on social media, really doing it organically, enthusiastically, without any prompting. And then in the month post-event, several participants organized local Gamma training sessions in London, Costa Rica, Seoul. They had become evangelists for our product without a really formal program. And so now they're creating tutorials, they're answering community questions, they're recruiting other power users. This, of course, is an outcome that we hoped for, but we didn't set it up as, we're training you to become Gamma trainers. This was all very organic. And of course, other folks who participated are not training others in Gamma, and that's fine too, because everyone had a positive experience and we learned from them while they were there. So one thing that we were really able to validate is, what we thought would work and still might, is having, really structured curriculum, step-by-step video tutorials, certification programs, et cetera. And we're still going to do all of that because obviously not everyone is able to make it to San Francisco for an event that only happens once a year. But what really worked in this event is, a lot of unstructured exploration time, peer-to-peer learning, real project collaboration. And so one thing we really learned from this event, which we could not have predicted, is that education doesn't really need to be controlled. It just needs to be facilitated in the right space. Another thing we learned is, power users, what makes them power users is that they want to break your product. And I mean this in a good way. They're not trying to sabotage. They're really trying to push boundaries. And so that really brought in the rest of our staff. And we're definitely a company that likes to talk to our users. Again, we have over 50 million users, and yet I feel like I know the 20 biggest Gamma users personally. Like I can just name them. And that's because we spend a lot of time talking to the members of our community. We engage with them in Slack on a daily basis. They're also our R&D team. They discover use cases we could never have imagined, find bugs we never caught. They can suggest features that make our product 10x more valuable. And then also, trust is everything. Give them access, answer their questions honestly, trust them with advanced tools. They will reward that trust by becoming your most vocal advocates. Literally an hour ago, I just got off a call with a participant from Gamma Lab who's been leading Gamma trainings in Costa Rica. And he's a fluent Spanish speaker. He's now someone who, once we've published like our Gamma 101 video course, he can record a version of that in Spanish. So he's someone who is going to be a long-term partner of ours. Also, it goes without saying, like IRL creates a different energy than the online community, which of course we should all also have, for things like, certainly for scaling to thousands of users, which we can't bring thousands of users to our office. But IRL events unlock deep creative collaboration, emotional connection to the brand, relationships that I expect to last years, and not just for me, but for all kinds of people at Gamma who now know, oh, that's the one person who really loves to use our Zapier connection, or that's the person who was asking great questions of our new agent. We can now go back to those people and get real-time feedback and all kinds of other things. And so I think I just want to acknowledge, like, Gamma is in a pretty unique position where we have the resources and the office space and a product that people love. So we were really able to do this investment. But I think that any AI company can do something similar, maybe at a different scale. And really the framework for replicating this is firstly, like, identify your power users. Hopefully you've done this already. But things like usage patterns, engagement depth, creative output, you should really be able to tell who these people are. And it's not always the people who are loudest on social media about your product. So we have a Slack community called the Gambassadors, and the invites to that community are triggered by product usage. Secondly, invite, don't recruit. Make it feel like an exclusive opportunity and not a marketing campaign. We got close to 1,000 applications. We were only able to bring 20 people. But we made some waves on LinkedIn by announcing this, and we made further waves when we showed photos of the event and people shared what they ended up building. Third, make sure you create space for magic. It can be a little scary. I was very nervous the day before the event, but don't over-program it. Build in time for unstructured collaboration and creative exploration. And then give tools, not asks. We have plenty of folks who we work with, influencer marketers and creative partners who, of course, we compensate, and there's an understanding of what they're meant to create for Gamma. But I think with community marketing, you really just want to provide the tools and you don't want to ask for anything specific in return. Let that advocacy emerge naturally, because those natural advocates are likely to be your most persuasive advocates. Then the last one, trust the process. The ROI is not going to show up in a spreadsheet. Honestly, I recently just learned how much this event cost because there wasn't any pressure to even set up a budget spreadsheet. Again, that's a pretty unique Gamma scenario. But I really am so grateful to our CEO for seeing that this is something that probably isn't going to demonstrate immediate ROI, but it's going to have a major impact on our business going forward. And I think we are still continuing to see those ripple effects even today and hopefully going forward. So the next step here is Gamma Lab for everyone. So we did build this async video-based platform, which is going to go live hopefully in a couple weeks. As you can see, there's really three facets to it. One is video-based courses, which you'll be able to access from anyone in the world. Attend an event. We're using a platform called Goldcast. We've started doing weekly webinars for new users and also for more specific personas and use cases. And then something called sprints, which we're still figuring out how to put those into practice. But that's basically going to be like what we did for the Gamma Lab live event, where users from all over the world, you basically apply and tell us, what do you want to build in Gamma? And then over the course of a week, you build that alongside someone from Gamma, and you come out of it with an incredible output or workflow that you couldn't have created on your own. And I think the main thing here is, trust your power users to lead. The best growth engines aren't just built, they're really empowered. And so in an era where everyone else, we are all AI products, we are all AI marketers, going IRL can be a really important strategic asset. It can be a really important differentiator. It can be a huge brand builder, but can also have really tangible effects on your product. And so for me, what was so rewarding and validating about this event is it didn't just go well from a marketing perspective, but our product team, our engineering team, our design team, they were all heavily engaged in the building process. And no one felt put out or disturbed from their work by having all these folks in the room. Luckily, we selected some incredible people who are great communicators. So yeah, that is it. And happy to take questions from Anton or anyone in the crowd today. Thanks so much.
Akiva, thank you for great presentation. I really loved your framework, and it's really difficult to realize that all ideas that you built intuitively they work as framework, because all framework that you described we built for our Ukrainian academy. It was first of all we were invited for such conferences like this, and great guys like you from Google, from Meta, from TikTok, and it was one level. But when we started inviting our power users, our students who already finished our courses, we went to another level, because we've got our brand advocates. They start pushing us, they start bringing their teams to learn from us. And definitely I loved your framework because we discovered it intuitively maybe 10 years ago, and right now I see this framework, I understand that it works, and this is amazing. I have the question for you, pretty similar that I've asked to the most of their previous speakers, how to keep in this space of AI. We are your users maybe for 1.5 years, and you changed a lot. So even in Gamma, you have agents, you have new features, you have a lot of new stuff. How to be in pace of all these AI changes? How you personally, maybe what channels do you watch? What tools are you trying to follow? What is the secret sauce to be in this, I can say, super high speed of AI changes?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's something we think about every day. And I think I can answer it in two ways. One is just making sure that I myself and every member of my team is using all of the newest AI tools. We actually have a mandate on our marketing team that we're all expected to set aside a couple hours a week just to, I say play around, but it really explore the newest tools. Although it's interesting for me, like the most game-changing AI tools have been things like Granola, which is really amazing, but it's funny because it just looks like a notepad. But it's doing so much behind the scenes, and it's saved me so much time. And so that's one side of it. I think the other side, and something I tried to get at in this presentation, is AI has really helped Gamma be a really valuable 0 to 1 product for users. But as we develop more features, our API is brand new, our agent is brand new. We're just starting to sell into businesses. We've been a prosumer product up until this point. It becomes really important how we embed ourselves in a larger AI workflow, and really find the other products that dovetail naturally with Gamma. So when we sponsor, hackathons in other countries, they're often pairing Gamma, with a tool like Lovable, or even a tool like Claude. We're both trying to be aware of Gamma can do so much more for you than just presentations. But at the same time, there are other tools that are specifically purpose-built for other things. And so we see a lot of AI workflows where Gamma becomes the presentation layer. And so you build something in Lovable, you iterate on it in Claude, but eventually like Gamma is the layer where you present your work. And for us, that's huge and that's significant. But at the same time, I feel like part of my job is to get people to use Gamma the way we use Gamma internally, which is for all communication that's longer than a Slack message. So we don't use Notion docs. We don't use Google Docs. If I'm having a meeting with you, I'm going to be presenting from a Gamma. And I think many other businesses could operate in the same way.
And from my side, I can give you recommendations. I had to have today also agent speaker. It's was some changes, so I will have Holly on podcast next week in Web Summit, the same as Christian from Gamma. Hagen will be a great pair for you for when you have deck as basis and you need to pair it with video. And Trupir, which was speaking today, it's also a great combination when you need to do all zoom outs, music, etc. So these two tools definitely, we already use this in workflow. So if it will help, I will really appreciate it. Another question that we had in chat, what is your personal favorite AI toolkit? What AI tools do you use daily?
I already mentioned the one that I think about all the time because it's always running in the background. But Granola, it's just been such a game changer for me. I'm someone who I used to take my notes in Gmail. I would just
Mm-hmm.
open up like a compose screen and
Mm-hmm.
take my notes there. I think the ability to have it running in the background so that
Mm-hmm.
I can actually be more focused on the person I'm
Mm-hmm.
speaking with.
Yeah.
And then I think the real superpower is after the fact, just having this searchable log of all of my
Mm-hmm.
notes has just been incredible. And especially when you're someone like me who's talking to users regularly,
Mm-hmm.
to have those conversations synthesized so that I can immediately put it into a Slack channel for others at Gamma to see real-time feedback is just so significant. And then the other big one for me, Claude is something I use every day. And the Claude versus GPT conversation for me, it's just uh, I uploaded much more of my brand voice and my context and history into Claude. We could not have run the Gamma Lab event without Claude for sure. So those are the two that I'm using on a daily basis. But I mean, we use Gamma for everything, just all internal communication, and it creates a really high bar for visual delight. Like I never want to look at a blank page with text again, um, unless it's a book. I love books, but in a work context, I would rather understand your perspective through a form of visual communication. And so I think Gamma is really great at that. But yeah, I've used tools like HeyGen before. It's not part of my daily workflow, but I love that it's there. But yeah, I can't emphasize enough how big a game changer Granola has been.
Yeah, I will definitely try Granola. Thank you for this recommendation. From my side, maybe one more question. You are a marketer. I'm a marketer. When we were creating a Gamma course on Udemy 1 year ago with Max, Max was asking, why are you using so many marketing use cases? But definitely, as marketer who is teaching marketers, I see that Gamma is game changer for marketers. They spend a lot of time on the presentation creation, and when we started doing big corporate trainings for banking, for pharmaceutical business, etc., we seen that you can save from 5 to 10 hours per week on the presentation creation for marketers. What other use cases of using Gamma for marketers do you see?
Yeah. So marketers are a big one. Before I get back to marketers, like some other personas, educators are a big one. Teachers, one of our biggest areas of power users, consultants of all kinds. So basically anyone who needs to create a lot of content for their work, but also needs to create a lot of content to get more work. So pitch decks, things like that. But for marketers, there's generating polished interactive strategy decks is a big one. Another big one is social media posts, which I think is an underexplored Gamma product. You can turn any presentation or even just from a prompt, you can turn it into like a LinkedIn carousel or a carousel for Instagram. I think customer success, case studies, very easy to create through Gamma. And also, full scale websites, landing pages, especially if it's something you need to spin up quickly for a specific client. I will say that our website functionality is a little bit limited right now compared to what you would get like from a Webflow. But it's about to get some major upgrades in the next month or two that I think are going to make it even more valuable. But if your goal is to turn like a presentation instantly into a website, you can do that as easily as you can export it to a PDF or a PowerPoint. So yeah, huge tool for marketers. And again, one of the reasons we're able to keep our marketing team so small, despite our huge international user base, is that we're using Gamma all the time for everything. So partly it's dog fooding our own product, but we wouldn't use it if it was slowing us down in any way. And it very much is not.
Yeah, Gamma is definitely amazing. Akiva, if you will need a recruit for your webinars, I can be the one, so you can invite me and I will be happy to share our experience. Definitely, I'm happy to have you on this AI Marketing Day. I will have happy to have Christine next week in our Generative AI podcast and also talking about Gamma and presentation creation. So thank you so much. It was a great presentation, great answers to the questions. I wish you a great day and happy that we had you today with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day. Guys, we are on the final part of the conference. Definitely, right now, I need to share the main benefits that you can get. And let's go through the most important questions. Will you get the recording? Yes, it will be set on this URL, and you can come back, watch, share with your friends. We will appreciate your likes, shares. You can post it in social media. You can tag me. You can tag speakers. You can connect in LinkedIn, and we really appreciate it. If you are still watching, I will appreciate your feedback in chat. You can put us mark from 0 to 10 how this conference was useful for you. If it was 10, please put 10. If it can be better, we will appreciate 9, 8, 7, etc. And if you can spend your time better, you can put 0, 1, 2. We will appreciate all your feedback. The next big thing is certificate. To get access to the recordings and the opportunity to generate a certificate, go to the link in the chat. You need to go to the Academy SendPulse, and you will have this possibility to add to the new courses and generate your certificate of attendance. So definitely you can use the special coupon code that Anastasia was sharing with you. SendPulse is a multi-channel marketing automation platform. It allows you to send email, SMS, Viber, and WhatsApp campaigns, work with clients using chatbot for Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. With SendPulse, you can connect the GPT model from OpenAI to your chatbot to provide your users with even more proficient automated replies and help them solve additional tasks. If we talk about AI Academy, we've shared with you the best prices for our Udemy courses. You can get them for $10 and make your AI implementation much more easier and much more faster. You will get the right frameworks, the right MyGPTs list, agents, etc. And what I recommend you, don't pause. You have heard from other speakers that AI is so fast. The pace is moving and changing is incredible. So you have the opportunity to learn from the best speakers. We are bringing the best our constructors to Udemy to share with you best practices in generative AI, how to implement it in the marketing, in business, etc. Don't forget to put like to this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Join SendPulse community on Facebook, and we shared the guide creating AI assistant in chatbot. Stay tuned on the social media. We really will be happy to have you on our Gen AI Revolution podcast. You can type in on YouTube Anton Voronyuk and subscribe. Definitely not next week. I will record this generative AI revolution podcast next week with Christian from Gamma app. So we will have more time and we will have 1 hour to talk about how Gamma is game changing everything in marketing. There will be another great podcast with Hagen CMO. We will talk about, I was really dreaming to get Hagen today on these conferences, but scheduling in November is really hard and tough because there are a lot of events and they are crossing. So we will get Holly Xiao, who is CMO of Hagen, in our Gen AI Revolution podcast. So subscribe and wait for it. And definitely we will give you more value, more better results, but it will be in the next videos and next stories. Guys, I see your marks in the chat. I'm really excited that we still have people watching us. We are working in different time zones. We had today speakers from the United States, from California, from Dublin, London, a lot of different places. So I'm really excited that we have you with us today. I hope that you will join us in our next Gen AI journey in the GenAI revolution on our Udemy and Coursera courses. I want to say thank you to Olena. You didn't see Olena, she also can moderate, but today she gave this opportunity to me. She was all time with me. She helped speakers to fix all issues. She was the person who did all this big job. I want to say thank you to all speakers that we had today, to Akiva, to Imogen, to Sergey, to Anastasia, to all guys that made this event happen, and of course to you, to our students, to our listeners, everyone who participated, who asked questions. We're really happy to chat with you. Thanks, and have a great evening. And see you in the next episode of AI Marketing Day 2027. Bye.